Fellow Falcoholics, what is up? Welcome to another episode of the Falcoholic Live presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Kevin Knight at Falcoholic Kevin, here to bring you some preseason content as the Falcons are taking on the Indianapolis Colts imminently. I'm watching the NFL Plus stream because, I don't get the local channel here in New York, unfortunately. So maybe slightly delayed if you're watching it on local TV. I will do the best that I can. But, we're going to be talking about the plays. We're going to be talking about the roster, talk about the state of this team. We'll see how this team looks against the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, we're not really expecting to see starters today. The Colts may play theirs. We'll see how that goes. But figured we'll take some questions. We will just hope to see some better play here from these Falcons and just kind of hang out and talk football. So that's what we're looking forward to today. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys. I know last week's watch party got a little bit derailed by some tech stuff and the Falcons just being bad in general. So hopefully today will be a little bit better. But we're just going to hang out. We're going to watch some football, talk about this Falcons team. Also going to, during the downtime, we could talk about sort of my thoughts on the roster projections and all that while we're waiting for this game to start, which it should start pretty much any minute now. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys some odds from FanDuel. Thanks again to FanDuel for sponsoring the show. We're going to check in on week one, and right now the Falcons taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in week one. They are currently 3-point road underdogs against the Steelers, which doesn't seem that bad considering that the Falcons, I think, have never defeated the Steelers in Pittsburgh in their history. So obviously going to be a tough matchup for Atlanta going up against a very, very good defense. The Steelers do seem a little disheveled. I think they lost to the Jets 17-0 last night in the preseason, which, again, goes to show maybe the preseason doesn't actually mean very much, but at the same time, that team does have a history of beating the Falcons, especially in their building. So 3-point underdogs. Falcons are plus 136 on the money line if you want to bet on Atlanta straight up. And then the over-under for that one's 41.5. We'll see how this evolves. It's moved slightly towards the Steelers like a week or two ago. But other than that, pretty much standard. So we'll see how that goes. But, week one, still a little ways away. We got to get through this preseason game first, I believe. The Falcons in this one were 3.5-point underdogs, which, again, this team doesn't win a lot of preseason games. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but Falcons depth, not too shabby. Not too shabby against the Broncos, where in the second half, the Falcons actually outscored the Broncos 7-3. Defense was really quite good. Special teams was really quite good as well, and that helped a lot. But, we will see what the Falcons are able to get up to today. But, of course, welcome in, everyone. We'll have plenty of time to take questions and just hang out. Obviously, if you want to donate, I will get to those for sure. If you just have regular questions, I'll try to get to as many as we can throughout the show. But yeah, this could be a more casual one. It's Adnan's birthday, by the way, so make sure to send Adnan birthday wishes. That's why he's not here with me. I forgot that it was his birthday, so I was a bad friend for publicizing that he was going to be on this show. But best of luck to Adnan today. I think he's having a nice day off, a well-deserved day to himself. So hope he's having a great time today. And yeah, we're just going to hang out, have a nice relaxed Saturday afternoon here, talk a little football, talk about whatever. We got 3 hours, and you know how they love to just bombard us with advertisements during these preseason games, as if the game itself isn't torture enough. So we will see how that goes. So looks like we're getting ever closer to kickoff here as well. So, I know if you're watching it on local TV, it's probably like a minute ahead of me, so I apologize for that. But NFL Plus, should be better. Should be synced up. When I watch on YouTube TV, some people say it's even faster than local TV, so I don't know why some streaming works better than others. But yeah, right. This was a great one for Adnan to miss, right, James? I mean, this one, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. The Colts. I know everybody saw like in the first day of practice that the Colts kind of beat up on the Falcons offense, but the second day was much more even, and I don't really know what to think about the Falcons offense at this point, but apparently the Colts writers were quite worried because the Falcons defense was more or less like shutting down their run game, which as we know, because the Colts put up 200 something rushing yards on the Falcons, something ridiculous. The Colts run game is very good, so that is an encouraging thing. We'll see if it holds up in this preseason game or if that was more of like a starting defense thing, but we heard some good things out of that joint practice. I didn't come away like hearing those reports and being like, oh yeah, this is terrible. It wasn't like as good as like, oh, the Falcons dominated the Colts today or something like that. But It's not too shabby. Yeah, the grocery store had the Kona Big Wave, which is probably the best of all the sort of like quasi light beers. I mean, Kona Big Wave's not a light beer, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The easy drinkers. It was like a 4-pack of these 16-ounce tall boys for like $5. I was like, damn, that is a deal right there. So I do like Kona Big Wave. It's my favorite of those sort of like pilsnery types. I mean, I think it's technically a lager, but you guys know what I'm talking about, the sort of domestic types. But I think Kona Big Wave is kind of a step above. So just $1.25 per 16 ounce, man. That is a steal right there. So happy to have a little bit of that today, and then I got some coffee too because it's still early. But you know, alrighty. Well, someday we will get an actual football game, but I did come prepared for the onslaught of commercials. I didn't have time to make the episode this week. You guys, a lot of you guys, if you followed the show for a while, you know I do like Dragon Con in Atlanta, even though I don't live there anymore. I love to do costuming and that sort of stuff. So I've been hard at work in the basement, which is my costuming, factory, working on my Old Republic Jedi armor and stuff like that. So I was doing that this morning. I was doing that this week. So I've slacked a little bit. Didn't get the 53-man roster out in time, but I do have the projection ready, and it's probably going to change after this game. But I figured it's this is a good opportunity to talk about what I was gonna say if I wrote it up this week during these downtimes. So I've got a full new 53-man projection for you guys that we could kind of work our way throughout this game too. So that'll help us get through the slow points today. Are we expecting to get blown out today? I'm not expecting it. I mean, I wouldn't like go in expecting what happened against the Broncos, but you never really know with this team in the preseason. Sometimes they just get absolutely trucked. So it certainly could happen, but I'm hoping it doesn't. And yeah, I mean, the most interesting thing is probably to see who comes out first at quarterback. If it's Cooper Rush or Jack Strand. Obviously, if it's Jack Strand that comes out first, that would be big news. But kind of expecting the Falcons to not do that. I would be disappointed, obviously, but I'm going to be watching that. So we're about to get kickoff here, so you can kind of tell just how far back you are based on me, because Folk is working on the tee right now. He's about to kick off. So if you want to be synced up with me, you can kind of pause it, and then I'll let you know when the kickoff starts. Then you can kind of restart your TV, but it's preseason, so it's probably not the biggest deal. Special teams was great last week, so we'll see if they can keep that up. Nick Folk has just kicked off, so we are underway here at Lucas Oil Stadium. So we got a return here from the Colts, number 80, who escapes, although there is a flag. There looked like maybe there was a hold in the back there, but it was a nice return. The Falcons looked like they had it bottled up about the 30, but maybe some sort of... There might have been a hold in the back there. We'll see what the call is, but yeah. So game is underway. It is a hold against the Colts. So yeah, game is underway. Not a play-by-play show, guys. This is just the first play of the game, so obviously I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but we'll see. So yeah, ends up being actually a good special teams play for the Falcons. They looked like they were going to bottle it up at about the 30, so that would have been pretty reasonable, because the touchbacks go to the 35 now. So that's a decent stop, but there was a hold, clearly. So now the Colts backed up quite a bit. Looks like it's going to be Riley Leonard at quarterback for Indianapolis. And we will see how this Falcons backup defense fares today. I do like the New Jersey. Yeah, I think the white on white looks very nice. So we'll see. Last week, kind of like, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know that I love, these red jerseys, but I think that was mostly a product of the team just looking like ass. So it's like, it doesn't, like, the jerseys weren't doing anything for me with the team just not making like any plays at all. So I'm going to give the red jerseys another shot, but looks like a nice run stuff there for the Falcons. Maybe about 2-yard pickup. So good start on defense here. Well, didn't get immediately roasted. So, there's always that. All right. And it looks like a pass attempt CJ Henderson in coverage, and that one's going to fall incomplete. That was pretty smothering coverage from Henderson, as now looks like Indianapolis in a 3rd and long situation. So we'll see if the Falcons can get off the field here on defense. That would be nice. Yeah, they got a couple of former Falcons here. Laquan Treadwell's playing here in Indianapolis with the second team. So that one, Falcons Madden legend Laquan Treadwell, according to I think it was Evans, like preseason or season simulation he did one year. Laquan Treadwell had like 1,000 yards in Madden. So, and Riley Leonard's gonna take off for the first down as the Falcons let him break contain, but there is a flag on the play, so it may be coming back. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, that was a little bit of a discipline break there. Yep, it is going to be a hold on the offense. So it's going to be 3rd and extremely long now. So maybe that's why the contain broke down a bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think that was a hold. I think that was a bad call, personally. That was not a great call. I think that he like kind of touched his shoulder a little bit, but I mean, you got to be careful if you're an O-lineman. He was trying to get away. I think it was, maybe not a good call. But yeah, you gotta. Falcons looks like James Pierce is getting it on this one. They're like, all right, we're getting off the field on this 3rd down. We're sending in James Pierce. That's funny. It's just gonna be looks like just a little handoff here. So yeah. Okay. Well, Falcons do indeed force a punt here, so that's nice to see. So defense gets 3 and out to start things off with a little bit of help from the Vikings shooting themselves in the foot with some penalties, but nice start. So much better than last week already. So I'm already feeling better. But yeah, not a good call. The refs in preseason form as well. Zachariah Branch with an extremely bold return. He had a dude on top of him, like for the tackle almost immediately, but he does escape and get a few yards out of it. So probably don't, I think you probably could fair catch that in the preseason, but Zachariah Branch clearly fearless in the face of pressure there with that return. That was pretty crazy. So yeah, looks like Atlanta just about around the just a little bit past the 35-yard line here to open up their first drive. I couldn't see the quarterback. They gave me like a 1-second shot at the huddle there. So we'll see. I think it's Cooper Rush, but I can't see the numbers. It is indeed Cooper Rush, so I am disappointed. My disappointment is immeasurable, but whatever. Nice play though. Rush looks like just a little about a 15-yard out or something like that to Zachariah Branch. So nice first down pickup. So immediately a better start for Cooper Rush than that one than last week. So we'll see if he can avoid the crushing turnovers from last week as the Falcons offense gets underway here in Indianapolis. And yeah, guys, if you're joining the show for the first time, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy watching like Rush throw this pass versus like, oh, nice tackle there by the Colts on Branch. It looked like he had a little chance there on that tunnel screen, but immediately shut down by, I think it was number 26 of the Colts. So that's a nice play there because if he didn't make that tackle, that was an extremely dangerous situation. Alrighty, moving on here. Yeah, another nice run by Tyler Goodson. Looks like about a give him a 3, give him 4, maybe 4 on that one. So yeah, 3rd and 6. So 3rd and manageable coming up. So a 3rd down opportunity here for this Falcons offense, which was just terrible on 3rd down last week. So we'll see if they can get any better. Send a tweet here. See if anything exciting happens on this play. Yeah, nice little completion there. Rush looks a little more comfortable, so that's nice to see. Looks like it's UDFA tight end Jack Velling that catches it, so good for him. Get a nice catch here in the game. There was definitely a miscommunication further downfield with those two routes. It looked like, I mean, those two guys were running to the same spot, so somebody made a mistake on that. But luckily, tight end was open underneath, so easy money. And we continue on here. All right, Falcons now on the Colts side of the field. Yeah, again, nice running from Tyler Goodson. You know, he runs hard. This was a guy that was, funny enough, buried on the Colts depth chart, behind Jonathan Taylor. Whenever he played, he actually had really good yards per carry average, but just barely ever got on the field, mostly played special teams for them. And, comes to Atlanta. Obviously, he's third on the depth chart. I think he's pretty firmly in third, but had some nice runs here. So a nice 4-yard pickup here to open this series. So we'll see if the Falcons can keep this rolling. They're going in the right direction here. Looks like a outside zone play, but that one is not executed well. And no chance there for Goodson to get to the edge. Probably should have cut back inside, but there wasn't much going on there. One interesting thing that I did want to point out, Cam Dewberry, the UDFA guard, he's been working with the twos, like in this game and last game, and he's out there. Another bigger, like more power-focused guard. You could see, it was more the tackle, I think, that didn't quite get out where he was supposed to be on that landmark. But, interesting development for him to be working with the second team. I mean, that's a big jump up. So Dewberry is definitely someone I would keep an eye on for the practice squad. And there's, Cooper Rush just throwing it to nobody. That was, nobody home on that play. Looks like first field goal opportunity here for Atlanta in the preseason. But I don't know. I think, he just kind of rushed that throw. I mean, there was some pressure, obviously, but, Branch was not ready for that. He hadn't even made his break yet. So it looked like there was a miscommunication on that route. I don't know. And we see nice kicking from Nick Folk, who nails that one. And the Falcons take their first ever lead of the 2026 season, preseason, whatever you want to call it here. Atlanta now leading 3-0. So much better start for the offense. I mean, obviously not super clean or anything, but field goal on the board right away. Take a lead for once. That's nice to see as we go to our first commercial break. So I'm going to send a promo tweet. So bear with me here for 1 second because I got nobody else to, say anything while I'm typing. So it's I can do a lot of things, but like typing a message and talking, not something that I'm capable of doing. So hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, we're almost done. Typing fast. Gotta check my work. All right. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out too. I do like to watch these preseason games, but you can just be kind of a slog, by yourself. It's just like, stakes aren't really that high. No, finding people that like want to watch the preseason games with you, like it's kind of like seriously, like you want to watch the preseason, this is special. This is a special group here. This is the hardcore folks. So I appreciate you guys being in here for this one. And yeah, real quick while we're at the commercial, do want to remind folks, I know we have several patrons and channel members in the show right now and otherwise, but I do want to remind you, if you want to play in the Falcoholic Fantasy Leagues, please do fill out the form. The form is on the post section of the YouTube page if you're a channel member, or it's just on Patreon. It's like the pinned post on the Patreon page if you're a patron. Please fill that out. We're going to be starting to get these leagues together on Monday. So please fill that out as soon as possible if you want to play. If you want to join still, you can still do that. Just do it over the next couple days if you can. All tiers are eligible. We're going to see how it looks like we're going to be doing at least 2 leagues, maybe 3 again this year. I'll be playing in all three. I just commission it just to make it simple. But Adnan's going to be playing. Dave's going to be playing. Evan's going to be in there. Maybe some other folks might hop in as well. So if that's something that you want to get down on, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. So, all right. So more special teams reps for the Falcons coverage unit here, which is what we all wanted to see at the end of the day. So let's see how the team handles it this time. Alrighty. Yes, I am very happy with Nick Folk. Apparently, he's also a good kickoff guy too. I wasn't aware of that, but we'll see. Nice booming kick right to about the 2-yard lines. That's exactly where you want it. And yeah, big hit there. Nice tackle. Combined tackle there. We got rookie Kendall Daniels was the first man there. Jamie Robinson just a moment, but he just hits the ref in the shoulder with the ball. That's nice. But yeah, minimal return there, and Colts holding on top. So a delicious sandwich there of a nice kick, nice coverage, and forcing a hold on the opponent. So the Colts are going to be way backed up once again to start their second drive. So a difficult spot for Indianapolis at this stage. But yeah, you got to love the play of the Falcons special teams so far. I mean, last week it was definitely the star. I mean, I know Trayshawn's our special teams sommelier. I'm sure we covered the special teams quite a bit on Tuesday Takes earlier this week, but really a night and day difference. I mean, the blocking was way better. The coverage was better. The return game was way better. I mean, just such a crazy change, like sort of quickly. And it's just a surprise, as we see a pretty nice run there for the Colts with a familiar man being dragged downfield in J.D. Bertrand. So not the best, rep there. But it is what it is. It's to bring up a second and medium roughly. So we'll see how the defense hangs on this one. Definitely looked like a massive coverage bust there as, nobody in that zone whatsoever. Just a complete bust on the back end there. I think I'd have to see the replay to know if that was supposed to be like cover 3 and that was somebody's like responsibility to jump up in there. But yeah, neither the corner or the safety was even remotely close there. So somebody got roasted. Just didn't really, big coverage bust there. Just nothing. Nobody even remotely close to that one. Tackle there from Helms. Keep that one a little bit shorter. So good to know. Looks like Zach Harrison still getting a lot of run today. Braylon Trice is back, so that's nice to see. Sidney Brown looks like he's out there too, so good for those guys. I know Trice. Is Trice actually out there? I don't actually see. But maybe he was earlier. But yeah, Trice missed the first game, so definitely looking to see his reps today. And we got a really nice pressure there and a really nice tackle. Looked like it was Helms on the tackle. I didn't see who got the pressure right offhand. But, it was Birch. See, there we go. Bertrand just heard me slandering him. Nice. Yeah, again, that's the decisiveness we just need to see from Bertrand, honestly. Just like, just charge the quarterback. Like, don't sit there and wait. You gotta make a quick decision, get in there, and make a play. And yeah, so Bertrand forced that one, forced that dump off, and it was a nice tackle for loss there by DeMarco Helms. And yeah, nice tackle there by C.J. Henderson on a quick little slant route, and it stopped short of the first down. So now we get the Colts coming out for their kicking opportunity. So defense, after giving up, I think that was like a 30-yard bomb or something crazy. Now it's Colts with an opportunity to tie it, but again, after a huge coverage bust, you're just trying to limit the damage here. That kick was, man, that was just barely in for the Colts. That was a little sketchy, but the good news is it's just tied up, and the Falcons gonna get an opportunity for their return game once more. Maybe another Zachariah Branch return here, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that was a good, after outside of the coverage bust, which again, second team defense, guys not necessarily where they're supposed to be, preseason, all that. Other than that, I thought it was a good series. I thought the run defense, they gave up that run on the first play, but other than that, they were very good tackling. They definitely look more prepared than last week, which isn't surprising. I mean, it's the second week of preseason now. So, but yeah, nice play by DeMarco Helms. We saw nice pressure from Bertrand, CJ Henderson, the good play there too. So, nice to see. I think the defense so far, I think the defense got unfairly roasted a bit last week. I mean, I'm not saying they had a great game, but when you throw a bunch of picks and a pick six and all that, it's going to make things look a lot worse. And I do want to say that I don't think it was, the defense had to work with a lot of rough situations there. So far, 3 points on 2 drives. I mean, not amazing, but definitely looks a little bit better. I mean, if the coverage bust notwithstanding, but yeah, so far so good. And a field goal by the offense. So much better first quarter than we saw last week, although that would be, pretty hard to be worse than last week. I mean, there's not really any way around that, but I am a bit disappointed that we're not seeing Jack Strand. I mean, I know Rush is probably going to be the quarterback 3. They want a veteran quarterback 3 and all this, but yeah, they better not lose Jack Strand. That's all I'm saying. That guy is too talented to make it to the squad. So, I mean, again, you could put him on the squad, but how long is that going to last? Do you want to have to fight other teams for him? I mean, I think this is a situation, and this is spoiler alert. My first position on my roster projection is quarterback. So after we go to the next commercial, we can talk about how I sort of see the quarterback room now. But I think we need to see Strand play with these twos. If he looks good with the twos, then why couldn't he be your quarterback 3? We're not talking about the backup. We're talking about the quarterback 3. I mean, assuming Penix is cleared in time, or Tua is the backup, or whatever. So it's not like you have to be the most sharp tool in the shed to be the quarterback 3. I mean, it's okay to be a little bit developmental there. We're not expecting a bunch of great things. We got a return here. Again, really nice blocking on the return here by the Falcons as this gets out past the 40. And that's Goodson, I think, was the return. So the man of many talents, apparently. But yeah, I mean, I the blocking, you could see it there. I mean, it was just huge holes for Goodson to run through. Really nice setup there. So that's nice to see. Certainly happy about that. Dakota, Adnan it's his birthday. So, that's why he's not here. I forgot it was his birthday when I was promoting the show, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, you go enjoy your birthday. You don't need to be here for this. It's okay. It's preseason. I'm not asking Adnan to miss any time on his birthday for preseason. So we'll see how that goes. I hope he's having a wonderful time. I think he said he was having a lovely lunch or something like that. So happy birthday, Adnan. Appreciate your contributions. Yeah, I mean, I'm the preseason degenerate. I will sit here on my birthday. Just kidding. I don't have to worry about that. My birthday usually falls right about the time of the NFC Championship, and notoriously it happened in 2016 on that. It was the same day that the Falcons beat the crap out of the Green Bay Packers. So that was a lovely birthday. Happy to watch that game. But yeah, never going to have to worry about, the preseason. Nice little yards after catch there. Nice play. We got number 87, Tanner Muse, who was or not Tanner Muse, Nick Muse. I keep getting him and the safety Muse mixed up. I think it's Nick Muse, the tight end. So yeah, little yards after catch there to bring up a third and short opportunity here for Atlanta's offense. Looks like they just barely pick it up. I think Nate Carter maybe tripped as he was going into the hole. I don't think Nate Carter's ever the running back you want taking a 3rd and 1 carry, but they're committed to, this right now. He did kind of get tripped up, but looked like he just barely got through there. So, yeah, that's more of a Goodson carry. Brian Robinson, or Bijan, obviously. I mean, you just leave Bijan, just do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. But, yeah, so Falcons officially now on the Colts side of the field here. So we'll see how the hell that goes. Another looks like we get it. So the Colts, are you you're challenged? Oh my god. Okay. Go for it, I guess. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna overturn that. I mean, yeah, I like that. That's a tough one to overturn. I mean, start in one. I mean, I don't think it's worth challenging it either, personally. But okay, whatever. I don't think there was really convincing evidence, but we'll see. I guess we got to go to commercial now. So, just really, mostly, I think he's just trying to break up the flow of the game here. All right, so what I was going to say about the roster, like the first group that I have here on the roster projection, if you guys have seen them before, it's quarterback. I start quarterback kind of in the backfield, quarterback, running back, then tight end, receiver, and then offensive line after that. But, I personally think that it's going to be 4 quarterbacks on this roster because I just don't really see the need to keep, instead they could keep a 6th receiver, but I don't really think there's anyone that demands that. They could keep a 4th running back, but again, I don't really think there's anyone that demands that. They could keep a 4th tight end, but again, don't really think there's anyone that demands that. I mean, Josh Simon, he's not even playing right now. I don't know if he's hurt or what, but the fact that he's not out here is I don't think you need to keep these UDFAs or Nick Muse or anything on the 53-man roster. I have them keeping 9 offensive linemen already, so I feel like, so I guess to me, it's you might as well just keep 4 quarterbacks, and maybe at some point, you have injuries that require you to do something else, but ultimately, I think you keep Jack Strand as your 4th quarterback. Maybe if you need him for quarterback sneaks, he's actually active some game days or whatever, but yeah. I don't really see the point in not keeping the 4th quarterback because I just don't think there's anyone else on this offense that's demanding that you have to get. There's not a UDFA receiver that's oh, this guy's lighting it up. We have to keep him. I mean, Vinny Anthony's been pretty solid, but I don't think anyone's demanding that. Tight end, doesn't seem like they need to keep 4. I don't think Nate Carter's done enough or Cash Jones to justify needing to be kept on the 53. One of those guys will probably make the practice squad, maybe 2. I mean, we'll see. But, I feel like, I feel like you just keep the 4th quarterback. So we'll see. All right. The call does stand, which again, going back to, that was a dumb challenge. So looks like Falcons going to have first down about the 49-yard line. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Tyler Goodson just completely. Wow. Look, he's got some juice to him too. Yeah. Nice Tyler Goodson 49-yard touchdown run here. Yeah, man, he embarrassed the whole Colts defense on that one. I think we can go ahead. Speaking of, I think we can go ahead and wrap up, the RB3 conversation here. Nice cut. Runs through, didn't really get a hand on him, but yeah, wonderful angle there. Great vision. Again, didn't have to do anything too fancy. There was a hole for him to run through. So looks like maybe a flag on the play, but it's late, so I'm guessing maybe it's a stupid post play flag for celebration or something. Yeah, team's very hyped about that, so I'm wondering if it's some celebration penalty. Yeah, what a nice play there. I think it's gonna be a unsportsmanlike conduct. Okay, yeah, I can tell you right now, I don't care about that one. I don't think you're gonna find many. The whole team just ran over there. It's like they thought it was a practice. Okay, yeah. Everybody celebrated and left the bench. That's hilarious. So a little bit of a further kick here, you know, for Nick Folk, but it's okay. It's probably better practice anyway. So, and he nails it, of course. So Falcons now have scored more than last week already in the first quarter, and it is 10-3 now for Atlanta. So certainly a much better showing here for the second team, offense and defense, than we saw last week. So that's a nice start to this one. Definitely much more interesting. There's no doubt about that. So, alrighty. Well, like I said, quarterback, I think I'm going to have them keeping 4. I think that's just the better way to do this thing. We'll see who the actual starter is. You know, I think between Tua and Penix, you know, it's still up in the air. You know, I assume the Falcons aren't going to tell us if Penix is cleared until he practices fully on Wednesday or not, right? So, whatever it is, we'll see. I do think Penix will be cleared soon, so there's a chance. But they also may just let Tua start, you know, against the Steelers and just be like, why don't you go out there, and then we'll see how that looks, and then we'll go from there. But I don't think this quarterback battle will probably be decided. Like, whoever's named the Week 1 starter, I'm not sure that person has like a ironclad grip on this job or anything. But you know, Cooper Rush, let's see how he fares the rest of this first half. There's a lot more football to play, but definitely looks better. You know, again, he has historically been a pretty solid reserve quarterback. He can come in and win you a game or two. You know, he's probably going to be a 500-ish type of player, assuming the rest of the team around him is okay. So I'm fine with keeping Cooper Rush, but I think Jack Strand is so intriguing that you probably just need to keep him no matter what, right? So I think you just keep him on the roster, and then maybe eventually you gotta make some cuts, or maybe eventually you have to send him down to the squad or something happens. But I just don't think, based on what we've seen from Strand, who looks just miles better than any sort of fourth quarterback the Falcons have had in a long time. I think you don't let that walk out the door, because I think Strand is the rare sort of UDFA quarterback who does actually have starting upside. I'm not saying he's going to be a starter. I'm not saying he's going to be a good starter, any of that. But with Strand, it's like you're not looking at a lack of tools or size or anything, or an injury history or anything like that. It's more that he played D2, and it's like you got to get him up to speed to play against NFL players, which is that's a big step. But most UDFA quarterbacks, there's some glaring problem that is keeping you from keeping them from becoming a draftable quarterback. I mean, even day 3 quarterbacks, right? So Strand doesn't necessarily have that, as we get another return here. Again, another great kickoff by Folk. This one's a little bit better for the Colts here. Gets out just past the 30, but anything less than the 35 is typically like a solid coverage, but you want to keep it in the 20s if you can. So that was more of an average-ish coverage play by the Falcons there. Nothing overly fancy. So another series coming up for Atlanta's defense here. See how the hell that goes. Looks like no real depth chart changes for anybody at this stage. Got James Pierce out here playing with the 2s, so. They did have J.D. Bertrand lined up as like an outside linebacker, which I don't think that's a good idea, personally. But yeah. Minimal gain there for the Colts rushing offense. 2-yard pickup, so definitely solid rep there from the Falcons defense. This is Seth McGowan, Colts running back here on the field next to Riley Leonard, so we'll see. All right, we got C.J. Anderson gets flagged on this. I think I see the pole that they're flagging. He kind of yanked the chest plate there. But to see the I mean, he grabbed the chest plate, so they're going to call that if they see that. I mean, I don't know how much pull there actually was, but if you got your hand on his chest like that, it's gonna get flagged. So you got to know not to grab that. Wasn't really necessary. No, you're right. I think they got that wrong. I think the chat's right there. I think he actually didn't grab, but it looked like he did, probably from the ref's perspective. But with the benefit of replay, you can see he actually didn't make contact, so that's a bad flag. So I'm not gonna ding Henderson for that one. That was just a bad call. Another flag at the end of this play, so they're probably gonna get the Falcons for some sort of unnecessary roughness here, on Sidney Brown, I'm guessing. Which is, we got the preseason. I don't really get how that's unnecessary. I mean, I guess they're saying it's, because he stood up over him. I guess that's what they're saying. This is pretty weak. They're basically giving the Colts free possession here. I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't have the sound on, so I don't know if the flag was blown. But the refs got to do better about stopping that play before that point, not throwing a flag because they probably blew the whistle too late to stop that. Nice coverage there by Darnay Holmes to prevent that rollout. Yeah, Riley Leonard just a little off there on that pass play too. So, yeah, refs just gave them 25 yards, so we'll see, if the Falcons could do anything about this. Nice tackle there by Kendall Daniels, though. Hell of a tackle. Read that one perfectly. What I'll always remind people is don't watch the preseason game more like a practice than a game. You're watching the individual plays, the individual players. Keeping track of that more than the outcome, because the outcome can be influenced by so many things, and it's not the starters and all this, so it's hard to evaluate the whole team. Really, it's more like individual performances, more like a practice. So Falcons send a lot of pressure. Looks like they blew this dead. So I guess they're giving him the sack. What's going? That's a little. Did they just blow that dead before the sack? What was that? Let him get sacked, man. What the hell are you doing? That's odd. They just blew this dead before the sack even happened. I mean, or did it skip? Or I don't know what's going on there. It's a little odd looking, but I don't have sound on, so can't have the sound on. You guys would hear it, so then that's not allowed. It was the pass skipped. Okay, yeah. They wouldn't really show me the replay, They don't love that, but yeah. No, nice pressure there. Carlos Allen making a name for himself, certainly. It sounded like he was blowing up the run in the joint practice, too, on that second day. So good for him. Colts do get the field goal here, heavily assisted by the referees. So, it is what it is. Not really dinging the defense too much for that one. We got Solaire with the $5. Thank you, Solaire. Saying, I'm hoping Cooper Rush reaches GOAT status like the simulator or Hall of Fame game Schaub. A new chapter. Yes, new chapter in Falcoholic preseason lore. Yes, I think we are begging. We haven't had really anything interesting in the preseason for a while now. So maybe Cooper Rush, preseason Rush here can bring us some good plays. Just a little over a minute left in the first quarter. Looks like another return opportunity here for Atlanta. Yeah, another some more nice blocking. Vinny Anthony gets it right out to about the 30, 35, 34, something like that. Yeah, Anthony, I think, has acquitted himself well on the returns, too. So good for him. The Falcons certainly look like they have a stable of guys that can actually return kicks this year, which no one could return kicks last year, apparently. So definitely looking better in that phase consistently. So that is a nice thing to see. There's no doubt about that. Coaster Hour in the chat. Are you? Does that mean you're like a roller coaster guy? Is that what that name means? Or curious, because I'm big into roller coasters too. Oh, nice play there. Yeah, Velling with some nice little yards after catch moves. Looked like it was going to be a tackle for no gain, but he managed to kind of escape out there and get a couple nice yards out of it. Yeah, coaster too. Yeah, I was at, I don't know, you might have been here when I went down when I was at training camp. I went down to ride the Air Force One before it closed. So I was there on the last day, coincidentally. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm guessing you were probably there too. Oh boy, the first guy I have to ban. Here we go. This guy first down. Sorry, I had to look away because I had to ban this guy. Oh wait, I think I. Okay, yeah. I typically, for the record, folks, these like post-game shows and the watch parties will be like subscriber chat because we get so many of these like spammers that come in. So this is a good, opportunity for you to subscribe, so then you won't have an issue with that. Rush goes deep. It looks like Blair was hella held, but still makes the catch. And wow, what a play there by Chris Blair. And nice throw by Cooper Rush too. Nice play. All right, so Cooper Rush clearly a little bit more, maybe a lot more comfortable. He has a hold on the defense as well. Obviously, the Falcons going to decline it. So Falcons rolling once again here in the preseason with Cooper Rush. So I guess they're calling it pass interference. I thought that was a hold, but whatever. Really impressive play by Chris Blair there, who basically is getting tackled and still makes the catch. I mean, that's pretty incredible stuff. So good for him. Definitely solidifying himself, I think, as the wide receiver 5 for this team. Another rushing attempt here for this team finally. Nate Carter kind of gets out there for a few maybe. Yeah, Brandon Brass, like you said, like and subscribe. If you like the Falcons, if you like this, if you like Falcons content all the time, because I do make content all the time, even in the off season, we're doing 2 to 3 shows a week. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern every week for the most part. Do a nice live show. And then, during the season, we're going to have 4 to 5 shows for you guys every week, including the Wednesday show. We got Tuesday Takes with Trayshawn Diaz, who is our special teams expert, but we kind of break down the games and things like that on Tuesdays. And then we will have a game preview with someone from the opposing team, usually on Fridays. And then, after the game itself, probably our most popular shows, post-game shows, which for this team in particular are usually a lot of commiserating and yelling and anger, but in a better situation could be a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes we just need our group therapy session, but definitely check those out if you haven't yet. Probably gonna have to turn on subscriber chat here. Sorry, guys. I don't even know if I can at this point. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn on subscriber chat. It's 5 minutes. Is like the shortest I can make it. Without them just like spamming continuously. So not doing this to force you to subscribe, but just giving you a warning that with this just I was hoping it wouldn't happen. Sorry guys. But yeah. The easy thing is costs you nothing. You just hit subscribe and then you can chat. Not trying to like force anyone to subscribe or anything. It's not about that. As you can see, we've already had to ban like 3 spammers. So they love these shows, they're all about the Falcaholic Live. So don't recommend clicking those links also in case that needed to be said. Just putting that out there. Don't recommend going there. So. Yeah, Nick Nash. That team was so poorly run. I've heard so many off the record, unfortunately, stories about last year's team that I wish I could share. Maybe at some point someone will come public with it, like some of it, and then I can talk about it more. But that the team last year was run horribly, and I mean mostly from the top. I think that Raheem Morris is not a head coach. Didn't have the makeup for it, and the whole team suffered as a result. The drama was kind of a byproduct of that. So, all right, second quarter starting now. Here we go. Falcons keeping it on the ground here, getting it out to about the 30. Nathan Carter carrying. Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of see the difference. Nathan Carter is a fantastic athlete, really explosive. If he gets into the open field, super dangerous, but the vision, the patience is just not there with him still. So and you can see it with Tyler Goodson. Tyler Goodson is not the athlete that Nate Carter is, but what's most important with running back is vision, is patience, knowing where to hit the hole, when to stop, when to start, all that stuff I think is a lot more important than just athleticism. And we've seen that time and time again here. So, ooh, nice. Very nice play there. Just Cooper Rush takes what the defense gives him. I really liked that play by Cooper Rush. I mean, very patient. He saw the running back hitting the flat. He looked open at first, but he had someone crashing on him. And he just waited and saw this crosser to Vinny Anthony coming open. Easy first down, extra yards there. Really nice. That Cooper Rush, you could tell. Pretty much night and day difference so far. Not trying to jinx him from last week. Looking a lot more comfortable with this Falcons offense, so good for him. And Falcons now in the red zone, so good for them as well. This is the first time they've actually been in the red zone, because the last time it was a huge, that was almost a horse collar tackle there. Wrapped him around the neck, but I think technically that's okay. And it looks like Kyle Hinton, the guard, is down for the Falcons. Backup guard there. So we will see if he's okay, hopefully. Don't want any injuries for anybody in this preseason game. No doubt about that. We got Visions True with the $5. What's up, Visions? The After Sunday Game Show is what keeps me off the ledge. Thanks again to Kevin, Adnan, and Alan for 18 weeks. Yes, Visions. It honestly helps me a lot too, because I have a lot of feelings about this team. I've had to curtail that a little bit on Twitter, and rightly so. As you guys know, a lot of you know the backstory and everything, but I started off as a fan, completely a fan. I've not stopped being a fan, but I was a fan, and I would just tweet, and I would tweet pretty much whatever I thought, including lots of profanity, because this team drives all of us to profanity. As a media member and a reporter and all this stuff now, have to dial that back a little bit, out of respect for I'm trying to be a little bit more professional. But the live show, we could get a little bit spicier. So definitely check that out. It's a lot of fun. Nice. And again, just nice decision making here by Cooper Rush. Kind of patiently sits back there in the pocket, finds Tyler Goodson for that pickup. We will see if the Falcons can punch this in. They're facing a third. Is it really third down now? I guess I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I should be paying more attention to this. It's not a play-by-play, so, yeah. It's got a run here on 3rd and 5. That's a little bold. I think that's a tough play to make unless you're planning to go on 4th and short. Which maybe they are, I don't know, but tough to pick up 5, on a run play. That would be a good run. I mean, if it's Bijan, it's go for it. Tyler Goodson has been running well, but they're going to go. Okay, so again, yeah, if you're going to go for it, then it's fine. which this is this is a good call. Stefanski, very aggressive on fourth down. So if you're going to go for it, then it makes sense to run there. But yeah. Does draw the flag. So Chris Blair draws the flag there. It looked like he was a little held up. I think Rush threw that a bit behind, but maybe that route might have been like a little sort of flare out there towards the edge of the end zone, and he was kind of held. So it is a pass interference in the end zone. So the Falcons stop fades. I don't know if that was supposed to be a fade, to be fair. I think that was maybe supposed to be like a little flare out or something. Like, but yeah, because that was underthrown if it was a fade. There's no doubt about that. So maybe he just throws this to draw the flag. Yeah, that wasn't really a fade. It was more like a back shoulder. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. I think that the placement wasn't that bad on replay. But the Falcons are going to try to let Nate Carter punch this one in. Looks like he got close there, but I don't think he quite got in. Did get a little closer. He never really went down, but got a little bit closer there, like maybe 3 or 4 inches. I mean, you gotta. This is not Nate Carter's game, for the record. Like, I don't think there's any scenario where Nate Carter would be getting this carry, so this is very much like a preseason thing. Rush runs the... He's no Jack Strand running the QB sneak, I'll tell you that. No Jack Strand. So, they're probably just going to run another sneak here, though. Or just let Goodson run it. I mean... Again... Jack Strand is going to stick around for that sneak. We saw Jack Strand like crush those QB. I mean, that dude can plow. And I don't mean that in any other way than getting the first down or the touchdown. But that man knows how to score on a QB sneak. He converted 2 of them successfully for the Falcons previously. I don't think Cooper Rush is that guy. So, nice second effort there by Nate Carter, though. Nice second effort. It looked like he was stopped. Jack Vellion didn't quite get enough of the defender there. Yeah, he kind of just... Yeah, and it slowed him down just enough. Nate Carter has to go one-on-one. And Carter just gets in. So, yeah. I think that's a touchdown. Yeah, Jack Vellion needs to kick that guy out a little bit more, but it didn't really matter that much. Yeah, it is. The call is touchdown from the ref. Yeah, again, I think Tyler Goodson probably plows through that linebacker, though. So, again, I don't think this is like really Nate Carter's game. Do I think we're done with Branch? Yeah. Yeah, I think Branch is on the first team at this point. I think he's like basically like, first team, second team type of guy. You already used your challenge, buddy. You gonna blow your other one now? Ref signal touchdown. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, keep it in the pocket. But yeah, I don't think Branch is gonna play anymore. I think they're probably gonna. I mean, at this point, they might start rotating more, but they might give Rush the whole first half. I mean, we'll see. Another nice kick by Nick Folk. Falcons take an 11-point lead, largest of the day, largest of the season. It's only the second game, but it's fun to say that. 17-6 now over the Colts. About 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. So, and my stream just decided to stop, so that's fun. Cool. All right. Yeah, I don't think Branch or they're probably just going to rotate guys now. I mean, you got these 3 scoring drives by the second team. Just night and day difference. Just night and day difference so far. Really impressive stuff. Gonna send a tweet real quick. Hold on. and again, this is why, on Tuesday Takes and other stuff, you don't want to overreact to a preseason game, especially the first one, especially when it's a new offense, new staff, all that. Again, this isn't starters in this game, but it's not like the second string looked good last week either. So, what Kevin Stefanski? I mean, it's a cliche, right? But it's a true cliche where it's you just want to be getting better every day. This is basically practice. I mean, it's an exhibition game. Treat it like a dress rehearsal practice. And I think you look at what the Falcons are doing, and they do look better. They look sharper. Still some mistakes. It's still the second preseason game, but Cooper Rush making some major strides. We'll see if the third, team guys, see if the third team guys, like Strand and then the rest of those units, if they continue to look good too. Certainly hope they do. That could be a fun second half if they do. So, I also do want to point out that I do worry about the Colts, and that I think the Colts might not be very good. We'll see. I think offensively they could be. I think that defense is not particularly good, so usually means the depth is not as good. So I wouldn't overreact to we beat up the Colts. I don't think the Colts are going to be bad by any stretch, certainly. But I do not think the Colts are necessarily a playoff team, so just keep that in mind. But, still a quality team, quality organization. And yes, playing the Broncos in the first game was a particularly tough draw. There's no doubt about that. That's a rough one. So, all right, get another coverage rep here for the Falcons special teams. Camera guy a little late there. That one's more like at the 10. Nice special teams tackle there for J.D. Bertrand. So making some plays on special teams, good for him. He's gonna have to do that if he wants to stick around here. Do you think preseason will turn into televised joint practices? No, I don't think so. I mean, I think eventually they're going to cut another preseason game. And, at that point, it's just that they're going to keep watering down the preseason as much as they can. But I don't think they're ever going to get rid of it, really, because I think it's important for the depth players, really, to get out there. Ooh. Carlos Allen just dominating right now. Man, he is. I will admit, I did not. Are they going to flag the Falcons again for this crap, man? Are you serious? These refs are freaking jokes, man. Come on. Come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's the preseason, man. Just let these guys play. Get out of the way. Ooh, some pass rush actually showing up here for the Falcons as look like Cameron Sample, who was one of their more recent edge rusher signings, gets to Riley Leonard, forces that ball early. It's incomplete. A lot of guys though getting in there. Nice stunt there. Keyshawn Banks almost had him, and then Cam Sample did get to him for the QB hit. So nice play there. Got a 3rd and long coming up here. Pass rush not so good on that snap, and they're able to convert 3rd and long. So not great. Not great. But there is a flag. There is a flag. It's a flag on the Colts. Illegal hands to the face. So, yeah. On Kreutz, number 61. So that 3rd down gets wiped out. And now they're going to have to try to convert a 3rd and 17 instead. Zach Harrison just absorbed 3 guys on that run. Yeah, he did get his hand in his face. So 3rd third and 22, excuse me. Sorry. Some deep zone being played here. Oh, nice play by Zach Harrison. He read that all the way. Yeah, that was really smart. I mean, again, this is little things, but he had basically what looked like, oops, dropped something. Basically free run to the quarterback, but that's an illusion, right? Because the quarterback's going to dump this thing off as soon as he can. Harrison stops, runs towards the running back for the tackle for loss. Really smart heads-up play by the veteran there, who's going to be, I think they're just getting him more reps because he missed like almost all of training camp. So just like, yeah, Zach, get out there and beat up on some backups. Good, really, really nice play there by Harrison. We get looks like a Dylan Drummond return here. Nice punt return. It's maybe 10-ish yards on the punt return, so good for him. And another opportunity here for Cooper Rush and the Falcons offense to put some points on the board. Hopefully pad out this preseason lead, because all hell can break loose in the second half of preseason games, as we've seen many times. So, all right. Yeah. But yeah, we talked about it. Tyler Goodson is going to win the running back 3 job. I think that's pretty obvious. Looking at the tight ends again, I don't think there's much intrigue there. I mean, Jack Velling and we haven't seen Josh Simon, so I wonder if he's hurt. He was playing ahead of those guys earlier, but Velling, I think, has acquitted himself well with the extra reps here with the twos. I mean, we'll see if Simon comes out later. But I don't think any of these guys, Nick Muse had a nice catch too. I don't think any of these guys are really demanding that you have to keep them on the 53-man roster, right? So it's probably going to be mostly, Austin Hooper, Charlie Werner, Kyle Pitts. That's probably going to be your 3 tight ends, and those are going to be your 3 tight ends pretty much the whole time. So, yeah, I mean, I got Brandon Brass with the donation for the $3 donation for the Adnan birthday Twizzler fund. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for that. I'm sure Adnan will love more Twizzlers. I think he still has like a crate of them in his house, like an entire crate. So it's taken him a while to get through those, I think, but he's working on it. All right. 9:19 left in the second quarter here. Falcons taking the field at about the 38-ish yard line. So, yeah, speaking of Tyler Goodson, locking things up. Another great run, but there is a flag. Holding on the Falcons this time. These refs are inserting themselves into this game. No doubt about that. I guess I didn't see it. I mean, who knows? I didn't really see anything there, but whatever. Clearly a flag fest in the preseason. NFL loves to do this. Vinny Anthony left pretty much wide open there. So Falcons pick up most of the penalty yardage. About 6 or 7 on that first down play. So, chipping away. All right. Second down. Second and 14. So we got Tyler Goodson split out to the top of the screen. So empty backfield here for Cooper Rush. Pressure's coming. It's completion. A little more velocity on that throw to Nick Muse. Picks up another little chunk. So sets up like third and semi-reasonable, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's going to be third and long. I mean, so. Third and 8. So, semi-reasonable. Looks like Nate Carter's back in there. Running back. All right. And another nice catch. This time by Jack Velling. Nice route concept. Right past the sticks there. We do have another flag. So, there's that. Another hold on the Falcons. So, 74. Drawing the hold here. Stuber. That was absolutely a hold. No doubt about that. So. Now 3rd and 18. Am I a fan of Marzens? Yeah, Marzens are great. Love Oktoberfests, German beers, Hefeweizen, definitely one of my favorites as well. Not very similar to Marzen, but just a draw here for Nate Carter. Does pick up some of that yardage back, but yeah, that final hold really put the nail in the coffin of that drive. They tried to overcome multiple holds, could not do it. Yeah, for the record, I think Kyle Hinton is supposed to be playing guard here. Andrew Stuber is moved in there, but I think he's actually a tackle. So a little bit of an awkward, I think, offensive line grouping that they've got set up right now. So that's probably playing a little bit of a part there. All right, more punt coverage reps coming up. Got Jake Bailey booming this one. Wow. Inside the 10, down to the 3. Lovely rep there. Looks like Darren Hall downs that one inside the 5. So special teams again, doing some fantastic work here. So the Falcons defense getting a golden opportunity here to get the Falcons another opportunity on offense here with the Colts right in the danger zone inside the 5 starting this drive. So let's see if they can make something happen. Make something happen, perhaps. But yeah, I had Stuber listed as more of like a tackle, so a little bit interesting that he's playing at guard. I guess they're trying to test his flexibility there. But yeah, not good reps there for Stuber with the holds. I guess we'll see how Kyle Hinton is doing. I mean, again, in the preseason, teams are going to be really cautious. If you get even nicked up a little bit, they'll probably pull you just to be safe, which, makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Getting in close to halftime here. Getting a little bit closer. We got... Yeah, who was playing at right tackle there? I think it was still Onyeonwa. My favorite Marzen. Oh my gosh, let's see if I can think of it. We've got a great... I mean, it's not... I don't know if it's officially a Marzen. It might just be an Oktoberfest. But there's a great... what is it? It's Jack's Abbey, the Copper Legend. I really like that one. I think that one might just technically be an Oktoberfest, not like a true Marzen, but kind of a similar style. But yeah, I really like the Jack's Abbey Oktoberfest. I think that one is fantastic. And I think the Great Lakes Brewing has a really good Oktoberfest too. As we all know, the best Sam Adams is, of course, the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Although Cold Snap actually pretty good too, but the other seasonal Sam Adams all suck. But there was a good Marzen I had somewhere. Might have been, maybe it was Paulaner. I can't remember, but yeah, Paulaner has a good Hefeweizen too. But yeah, Those German breweries, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I was really into, I'm still into them, but Belgians, I was like super into Belgians for a while. Love the Unibrew. Pretty much all the Unibrews are really good if you like Belgian stuff, which is strong and has a unique yeast. So if you've never tried Belgians, give Belgians a try. They have a very unique yeast, which gives them like this sort of vaguely sour profile. Not quite, but it's an acquired taste, I think. But Belgians are good. Give Belgians a shot too. If you like high ABV, also Belgians are good for that. Some of those get pretty ridiculous. All right, so the Colts are starting at the 4-yard line, and the Colts botch the snap. Riley Leonard falls on it and tries to go forward to get a couple yards, which he does. But yeah, almost a complete disaster there for the Colts. Riley Leonard shaking his head. Yeah, that's not great. Center just put that on the turf. Leonard, kind of a heads-up play there to get anything out of that one. Carlos Allen, it looks like, or no, I think that was Devonta Maxwell, gets him down for a very minimal gain. James Pierce gets in there, make a tackle against the run, bring up a third and medium, looks like. Seth McGowan carrying that one. So Falcons got another opportunity to get off the field here. We'll see. And it is complete, but the Falcons are saying it's hit the turf. Not sure the call here. It did hit the turf, so it is going to be 4th down. Colts forced to punt it away, so very nice series here from the Falcons' second-string defense, forcing another punt. So Falcons' offense going to be set up nicely here, likely on the return. We'll see how the return goes, but could be in a position here. About 5 minutes left in the half. Put a couple more points on the board, which we'd all like to see, of course. So we'll see how this one goes. Punt coming out of the end zone. Looked like that one was a little bit awkward, but actually a pretty good punt. Looks like Dylan Drummond's going to get this return. Looks like first tackle was missed. Drummond gets it out to about the 40. So Falcons with some good field position here, starting plus of the 40-yard line. Not as good as it maybe could have been. But that actually a pretty good punt there to get that out. So yeah, we will see. And Jack Strand coming in. So, hey, we got what we asked for. Jack Strand in the first half, after all. So, looks like the Falcons are fine with Cooper Rush. Think he's coming. He's on schedule. So now more reps for the exciting undrafted rookie. Who is getting the opportunities now with the 2s, not just the 3s. So that's nice to see. Going to be run here to start this drive off. Nate Carter, probably his best, maybe his most yardage of the day there, getting that out about 5 yards. So nice to see. Yeah. So overall, Cooper Rush definitely a big improvement from the first game. There's no doubt about that. So much so that they pulled Cooper Rush early. So definitely nice to see that out there. Definitely nice. Yeah, 10 for 11 for 86 yards. Much better than last week, no doubt about that. And then Nate Carter gets destroyed behind the line of scrimmage. Not really blocking going on there for him. No chance of that one going anywhere. Yeah, the linebacker got through the A gap untouched. So, yeah, not a great play by the offensive line there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long here for Jack Strand. So we'll see if he gets a pass attempt here. Yep, empty backfield. So certainly looks like it's going to be a pass attempt unless he takes off himself. Strand hits Dylan Drummond right at the sticks. It's going to be a 1st down. Nice play. Yeah, you can see the velocity. I mean, Cooper Rush certainly threw with better velocity today. Not trying to dump on him, but you can see the velocity with Jack Strand's throws, man. He throws a pretty pass. There's no doubt about that. So, yep, good placement. Kept it away from the defender. Yeah, right at the sticks. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. So Atlanta now getting this drive going a little bit. We'll see technically on the Colts side of the field now. So it is a play action. The nice little throwback to the tight. Oh, you love to see the tight end leak. The tight end leak. How did we never have the tight end leak last year? You guys know what I'm talking about? Like Charlie Warner would just like chip and then just stay in there. Like we need the goddamn tight end leak at some point. So already we got a tight end leak out here. And again, like it works, man. A lot of times defenses just won't account for that blocking tight end. And it's just easy money. So I don't understand why the heck you wouldn't do it. So yeah, nice little play there. Good decision by Strand. The play action set that up. Nice to see. So we will see how the rest of this drive goes here. Falcons now a little past the 30. Strand downfield to Chris Blair down to the 20-yard line. So what a bullet that was. Nice throw. Yeah, these guys are rolling now. Beautiful ball. Love that. Chris Bland, little extracurriculars there by the Colts. And now Falcons just on the edge of the red zone, it looks like, and it's going to be the 2-minute warning. So, yeah, guys. So fun stuff here. Love to see it. Love to see the Falcons crushing it. So far in this preseason game. Yeah, I mean, multiple touchdowns. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there was a little face mask there at the end. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to see Strand get some opportunities again with the twos against the twos. This is what I wanted to see. So I have to give Kevin Stefanski props because after we saw Cooper Rush come in, I was like, oh, we're not going to get to see it. They're not going to do it. He hasn't had a chance to do the joint practices or any of this stuff. So we're not even going to get, but they found a way. Like, I mean, honestly, like, good for them. Like, Rush needs the reps. I get it. Strand, they get him in there. We get some tape with Strand against the twos, with the twos himself out there. So everybody really benefits here. Like, so I think they did manage to thread the needle here in a way that I wasn't expecting they would even bother doing. And we do get to see a little bit of Strand against the twos, which is good for his evaluation. This is important information we need to know if Strand can hack it against the higher level. And so far, so good. So we will see how this drive ends. Looking so far, I'm encouraged by the first drive from Jack Strand against a higher level of competition. All right. Hopefully soon. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, though. We do appreciate it. Little more chill show, obviously, with just me, because I literally can't talk for 3 hours straight, or else there would be nothing left by the time we got to the end of this game. So I have to take some pauses here and there. I hope you guys are okay with that, but appreciate you all hanging out. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you enjoy what you're seeing, come back and watch us some more. Check out thefalcoholic.com for all that tremendous written content. I don't know how many of you here don't know about the site, but I mean, you never know. Could be new people. Yeah, we will be live next week as well on Friday for the third preseason game. We'll probably have Adnan for that one, I would imagine. But exciting stuff. Looking forward to hopefully more good preseason play. Hopefully the second half is not going to be a giant buzzkill, but the first half is more important. I mean, we all know that, right? That's the same thing with last week. It's like, oh, well, technically the Falcons won the second half last week. Didn't really make me feel that much better. So, looks like the Falcons are well on their way to winning this first half. We will see how that pans out. So Falcons got 1st and 10 now. So we will see how this drive pans out here. Alrighty. Looks like we're about to get underway here. A little bit of confusion with guys lining up, but everything's okay. Oh, and Strange is going to take off on this one. Gets about 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Who knows? I don't know where they're going to actually mark him down, but yeah, Strand's got some scoot to him, man. I mean, we saw it last week too. If he has to get out there and run, he certainly can. So, good for him. You know, it's another tool in his tool belt. Again, this is a guy that big, physical, got some scoot to him, good arm, just needs to get comfortable playing against NFL players. And if he does, you know, I mean, this is a rare type of prospect that you can get for free, essentially. So, Cash Jones with some physical running there, keeps those legs churning, picks up a few. So we're going to be in a 3rd and short situation here. Falcons content to let this grind down. All right, Michael Scott with the $5. Appreciate the solo grind and brews chat as well. Of course, we need to do more brews on here. We're going to do more of that this season, I promise you guys. Favorite domestic beer. So are we talking like light beers or like cuz I don't drink a lot of domestics. You know, I'm kind of a beer snob, but I will say I am partial. Nice Cash Jones. Cash Jones in for the touchdown. Sorry to interrupt the beer discussion, but we had to here. Cash Jones, nice little wheel route there out of the backfield. It looked like, maybe I'll have to see this again, but yep, just a simple route there out of the backfield, and Cash Jones breaks the tackle, gets in for the touchdown. Nice play there. We know how good he is as a receiver. Falcons now lead 23-6 with the extra point pending. 36 seconds left in the first half, but yeah, I'm partial to some Busch lattes. Like if I have to do like for drinking, like me and the boys from college, we get together, you know, like once a year. You know, my high school friends and stuff, and we bring it back, you know, to the drinking games and stuff for a weekend. And so we'll crush some Busch lattes. Yeah, we'll crush some Busch lattes. Yuengling, I like. I think Yuengling's a solid beer too. I like Yuengling. I like Blue Moon. I'm big for wheat beer, so Blue Moon. If like there's nothing else that I really like, I'll go for that. Not a domestic, but like in terms of beers that you can get pretty much anywhere. If you can get like Guinness on Nitro, which a lot of places have now, they're running the Nitro test. Guinness on Nitro like punches way above its weight. Like that's a beer you can get just about everywhere. Very, very good. Just beer. It's so like the Nitro. You think Guinness is like, oh, it's a heavy beer. Guinness on Nitro, it's super crushable. Just a tasty beer. I mean, love Nitros. They're just so smooth. It's very different. So if you're not used to Nitro beer and you try Nitro, it's not flat. That's just how it is. With the Nitro, it should come with a nice thick head on it, right? And the head is actually, it's going to taste good. It's not going to taste like garbage. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you have a chance to try Guinness on Nitro, that's probably the one that most people can get. Definitely try it. It's very different than a normal beer. But just Nitros in general, I just love Nitros. I think they're smooth and tasty. And the best one, if you can ever find it, when World of Beer was a thing, RIP World of Beer, and they do get the extra point also, by the way. World of Beer's gone, but they always used to have it. Ooh, lovely tackle there. Josh Woods absolutely levels the returner there inside the 25. So putting the kibosh on any potential end of half drive here for the Colts. But yeah, left hand's milk stout. If you can find that, sometimes you can find it in bottles and cans too. Delicious Nitro. Absolutely fantastic. Super. I'm going to have some. It's always my week 1 beer, so I'm going to have some of that. But yeah, if you get it, make sure you pour it in a glass. Pour hard. You want a big head on it. But yeah, it's good stuff. All right, Riley Leonard going. Does complete the catch, but it's only about it's about a 10, 12-yard completion. So Colts do manage to get first down here. Clark Phillips in coverage there. But 2 timeouts here, about 27 seconds to go. But yeah, nice throw from Leonard there. We usually, yeah, I gotta save that for like the second the second week. I gotta wait for the left hand. Maybe I'll switch it up to like a different beer this time. That's a good idea. We'll change it up a little bit. If they keep having these Kona Big Waves for like $5, I'm gonna have to do that. But a little pressure there from Ojulari. Nice tackle from Josh Woods in bounds to force a timeout by the Colts. Can't quite get out of bounds on the crosser. So now Colts down to 1 timeout, 21 seconds on the clock. Still on their side of the field. So speaking of, finish this Kona Big Wave. Going to get another one here after halftime. You know, I have to kind of pace myself when we do the live shows because it's like I have to make it to the end of the game with the strength and the presence of mind to be able to do the post-game show. So you can't crush too many beers during the game. But all right, 2nd and 7. Riley Leonard under some pressure, going deep down the field, way out of. Wow, just a horrible flag there. Wow. Yeah, I don't like that flag. That ball was not catchable. Oh, it's on the Colts. Okay, I guess they're saying he pushed off. I was like, that ball is not okay. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. I guess they're calling it a push off. Yeah. Oh nope, there it is. Yep. I thought they were saying Phillips pushed him out of bounds, but that was not catchable. I mean, yeah. I guess I should have known from how he was staring down the receiver when he threw that. But so now the Colts in really big trouble here. 14 seconds left, 1 timeout now on their side of the 30. So basically Hail Mary time. And it's just a little check down here. Does manage to get it out of bounds, but only 8 seconds left for the Colts here with 1 timeout to go. So 3rd down coming, 3rd and long. Not a good situation. Boddington's. I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to see it. Yeah, it was really sad when World of Beer closed. It was always packed in my town, so I don't know why. Probably private equity or some crap. But Falcons setting 3 here, so you know. Although Keyshawn Banks does get to the quarterback, it's nearly picked off by the Falcons in the secondary. Keyshawn Banks gets to the quarterback with a 3-man rush, and the Colts now forced to punt it away on 4th and 12. So maybe an opportunity here for a return touchdown, but otherwise Falcons going to take this 24-6 lead into halftime. So really nice. Another return rep here at least. That's nice, before halftime. All right. Pretty good punt. Falcons are just going to let it roll to end this half. And, yeah. All right. So Falcons take a 24-6 lead into halftime. And, yeah, pretty good setup here. Obviously, you love to see this change, right? Dominant half from the Falcons, 24-6. Thanks to Daniel Flick for posting the numbers for us. 229 yards to 91 for the Colts. 13 first downs, just 4 for the Colts. Both sides of the ball for the second team really dominated this first half. So no matter what happens in the second half, again, like I said earlier, you're kind of evaluating this on like a play-by-play or a quarter-by-quarter basis, not necessarily the game, because if the Falcons wanted to win this game, they wouldn't take their 2s out, right? Nobody really cares about that. So we'll have to see how the 3s look. That is a different thing that we're evaluating. That's sort of the fringe roster talent. How good is that? That looked pretty solid last week. So, I'm hopeful that the Falcons will be able to carry this over. But, right off the bat, Cooper Rush just much better this week, right? There's no doubt about that. I think that this was a big step for him. He really needed to prove that he was okay. And the Falcons, to their credit, they didn't seem really worried about it. And they didn't really falter on their, belief in Cooper Rush. And I think they were certainly proven correct today that it really was just like, yeah, this dude's been in this offense for like 2 weeks, so we really need to give him more time, and he is getting better. So as long as that continues, you're happy with that. But really, we saw a lovely end of half drive from Jack Strand, punches it in for a touchdown with more or less, the same or even like lesser. I mean, they pulled Tyler Goodson out of the lineup, so he doesn't have Tyler Goodson to work with. Receivers seem to stay the same, so that's good. So Jack Strand comes in with the twos, also puts together a touchdown drive. You love to see that. I mean, it's just nice to see the Falcons have quarterback depth. Do they have a starter? That's the bigger question. That's not going to be answered today, obviously. But, it's good to have the depth, no doubt about it. But, yeah, I think the quarterback play was way better. That there's no doubt about that. And, yeah, I mean, you love to see that. I think Tyler Goodson really solidified himself as the RB3. It's going to be a battle between Cash Jones and Nate Carter now, maybe for the practice squad. Maybe they keep both. I thought Jack Velling helped himself today. Nick Muse too. I think the depth tight ends. Josh Simon, we haven't seen. I don't know if he's got demoted or if he's just not healthy. I'm guessing at this point that he's just not healthy, unfortunately. Chris Blair looks great. Dylan Drummond had some good plays. Vinny Anthony had some good plays. So obviously Zach Branch had some nice plays, but he didn't play very much. And then outside of Andrew Stuber, I thought the offensive line was solid. I mean, I thought Michael Jarrell, much better game. Onyama had a solid game. Honestly, other than Stuber getting those penalties, good stuff there. So offensively, 2 thumbs way up. Defensively, same thing. I mean, we saw Keyshawn Banks looked good. Cam Sample had a good play. James Pierce mixed in a little to get some reps, but, he's not going to play a whole lot. But Carlos Allen Jr., the UDFA, this is a guy to watch, I think, potentially even for the roster, because I think that sixth, if they do keep a 6th interior defensive lineman, I think that they could. Carlos Allen is a guy to watch there. Chris Williams is the other guy that they might consider keeping, I think. But I think that Carlos Allen's been really impressive. So, I mean, maybe he is the one they end up keeping there. Obviously, Zach Harrison's great. So Zach Harrison playing with the 2s. He needs some more reps. Makes sense. Zach Harrison's going to dominate the 2s, and he did. That's what we want to see. Hopefully, he'll be back to speed soon. Love to see him out there. Didn't get to see him at all in training camp when I was there, so I'm glad to see him in the preseason. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous, Coaster. I think we had a show. I should have done a whole show about that, but people that think the Falcons have the worst interior in the league just are not paying attention at all. Brandon Dorlus led the NFC in sacks from the interior until he got hurt. Zach Harrison was on a fantastic pace. He was outplaying Brandon Dorlus until he got hurt. Mikael London had 5 sacks last year as a reserve guy. So, that's nice. And I think Deshaun Hand is a nice add to kind of replicate David Onyemata's production. I think he'll be a little bit better against the run, maybe not quite as good as a pass rusher. And then Mason Smith is just a wild card. I don't think I'm not sure Mason Smith is a nose tackle. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that. He doesn't seem to understand leverage enough or when you're really big, you have to be great at leverage if you want to be an elite nose tackle. And I don't think he's that. I still think Mason Smith can be a really good 3-tech, 4-eye type of guy. Maybe a shade nose more that's not taking on double teams. I still think he's really intriguing and he adds a lot of size to the line. But I think he's more of a penetrator. The body type looks more like a nose tackle. He's more of a penetrator. So, we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, the linebackers, I mean, Kendall Daniels didn't play a whole lot, but when he did, looked fantastic. We saw some nice things from Josh Woods, who's probably going to be, that 5th backup linebacker that makes this team. I thought even J.D. Bertrand had some plays today. C.J. Henderson looked solid. Clark Phillips had that nice play in coverage at the end of the game. I thought Darnay Holmes had a good play. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anyone to complain about. I think Nick Folk nailed some kicks. It's good to see that in live action. Jake Bailey was crushing it. We had some nice returns from Vinny Anthony and those guys. So overall, very happy with that first half. I don't really have anything negative to say. It's very different than last week where I was I'm really struggling to find positives. this one, again, I wouldn't overreact positively either. It is the second preseason game. There's no starters playing. It is what it is, but definitely an improvement. Definitely looks a lot better and a lot more fun to talk about, thank God, because I'm here by myself. But speaking of that, I'm going to go get another Kona here and use the restroom. I suggest you all take a quick break as well. We will be right back. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We will be right back. The stream's not going anywhere. I'm just going to step off for a second. Hope to be back in like 60 seconds or so. And we will get ready for the second half here on the Falcon Live presented by FanDuel. But thank you guys so much. We'll see you here just 1 second. I'm just going to put up the hold screen for 1 sec, and we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks, guys. All right. We are back. What's up, guys? Looks like the game hasn't started yet, so we timed this okay. Hope you all refreshed yourselves in whatever way works best for you. Alcoholic, non-alcoholic. All right. Oh, it's like redoing all the super chats. So, hey, if you did a super chat, it's redoing your super chats right now. So, don't really know why, but I don't mind it. Appreciate everyone who has super chatted. So, always appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I do. Just so everybody knows, I do reserve the super chats and tips entirely for show-related expenses. So, like webcam upgrades. I do try to get microphones for like our co-hosts and guests and stuff like that. Um, you know, uh, obviously travel-related stuff for Senior Bowl and for obviously training camp this time, which ended up being really expensive for reasons I'm not going to get into on this program, but frustrating reasons. And thankfully everything was fine and I was able to get there okay and have credentials and all that. But it was a little sketchy, but it's all good. But I do just want to reiterate that I appreciate everyone who supports the show in any manner, including just tuning in and watching. This is my full-time job now because of you guys, and I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do and a fan base that I'd rather do it with than you Falcons fans. So thank you guys so much once again. As we get a good pour in here. Hold on, I know you guys. This is gonna be too tall. This cup's kind of short, so I'm gonna have to do it off camera. But it's like just barely the right size here, so it's gonna be mildly sketchy. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it's too tall. All right. This is like 16-ounce tall boys, so a lot of these cans are like exactly like this is a 16-ounce can. The glasses that I have are like 16 ounces, so it's like right on the cusp. So if there's any foam, it's just gonna overflow if I don't do it right. It's probably gonna overflow anyway. That's okay. See, if it was a nitro, I'd just dive right into this foam. Yes, but yes, see we got the coaster enthusiasts in here too. We should have like a Falcons/coaster channel. It'd be like the most niche show imaginable. But for those who love it, it would be great. Yes, my favorite coaster is Millennium Force at Cedar Point. I really like smooth coasters, especially now that I'm an old man. I'm just kidding, I'm like 33. But I used to love all coasters, and it's funny because I started off as a kid. It looks like we're going to get second half here relatively soon, too. So if you're tuning in for Falcons takes, don't worry. They'll be coming shortly once the game gets back going here. But I really love I actually started off as like a total wimp as a kid. Like I wouldn't ride coasters. I was like afraid of them. And then like a switch flip when I was like 12, and I just became like a coaster and super coaster nut. But Busch Gardens Tampa was like where I cut my teeth as like a coaster person. So Kumba, Montu. I haven't been able to get back to do like Iron Gwazi or anything. I've heard Iron Gwazi's great, so I'm now that I've ridden Air Force One, I'm like excited to do Iron Gwazi too. But yeah, I loved those. Scorpion was my first like coaster that I really loved, like the Looper, the Schwarzkopf. R.I.P. Kumba and R.I.P. Scorpion was like the last Schwarzkopf I think in the U.S. So sad to see that go. As we get a return, he looks like it's going to be Cash Jones bringing this one out. Not as good a return on this one. Gets to about the 28-yard line. So, but yeah, I do love Millennium Force just because you could ride that coaster like 24/7 and not feel uncomfortable at all. But Maverick at Cedar Point is up there. Air Force One was really good. I love Montu. That one's always going to be in my top 5. Velocicoaster at Universal. Really, really liked that one. I really like Cosmic Rewind at Disney, too. It's not the most intense coaster, but I feel like it's like super well themed. Just really enjoyable. And again, another super smooth, fun coaster. So, yeah. All right. Here we go. Josh Simon finally gets on the field. So apparently he is not hurt, and he is getting reps here to start the third quarter, but makes a great play here as he gets out almost to the 50-yard line. So really nice catch and run from Josh Simon to start this second drive. As we get going here on second down, or excuse me, first down. Not much there. Pretty well blocked up by the Colts. Man, Wanya Morris playing here with the third string. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign for Wanya Morris. So we're gonna have a second and long coming up. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of this riveting Falcons preseason game, which we don't get a lot of these, so, enjoy this while it lasts. Got Jack Strand. Jack Strand going deep downfield. Ooh, to Antoine Wells Jr. inside the 20, I think. Big, deep pass. Layered that out there. Fine, fantastic throw from Strand. Antoine Wells adjusts well to it and brings in the longest play of the preseason here for the Falcons. Well placed. Giving Wells a chance to go up for it. Plenty of opportunity. Lovely play. Falcons inside the 20 now in the red zone once again. And Falcons offense rolling to start this third quarter. Love to see it. Love to see it. Jack Strand again. Going to take off a little bit here. Oh, my goodness. Jack Strand's just going to do it himself. Runs in for an 18-yard quarterback run touchdown, and the Falcons are over 30 points in the preseason. I don't remember. I'm going to have to look this up because I don't remember the last time the Falcons scored 30 points in a preseason game. So we're gonna check this out because we're going to see how far we have to go back for that. It's going to be annoying to look up the preseason, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it anyway. So lovely run, first a dime and then a run from Jack Strand, who couldn't possibly be acquitting himself any better. And Nick Folk, of course, makes it 31-6. Okay, I'm going to send a tweet here. Almost done. Thank you for your patience. No, wrong. All right, there we go. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna find this out. All right, preseason, Pro Football Reference. Why can't you just show me the preseason games, man? Nobody wants to show me the preseason games. I'm gonna find this. We're gonna get this stat, and we're gonna get this stat. All right. Preseason. I think maybe they actually did it last year? Maybe? Maybe. All right. We got another return. We're going to figure this out. But maybe they actually scored 30 against the Cowboys last year? But, yeah. It's really clunky to look up preseason, unfortunately. We got Anthony Richardson. So we got QB1 coming in. But Anthony Richardson coming in for the Colts. What a fall from grace. I mean, honestly, not trying to kick the guy while he's down, but top pick to third quarterback behind Riley Leonard. Who, I don't think Riley Leonard was, terrible or anything, but certainly a fall from grace for Richardson. Falcons are going to be really on their toes to make sure that he doesn't take off and run. There's a bad snap on that one. Richardson completes to a wide open receiver in the flat there, but there is a flag. Yeah, the thing about a game like this is that, you know, okay, yes. So, Brandon Brass, I believe, has delivered me the results. I think it's the 2019 preseason. The Falcons scored 31 points against the Jaguars. So, thank you for the research there, Brandon. Ooh, nearly picked off there. Josh Woods goes right through his hands. Anthony Richardson threw it right to him. So unfortunately, no pick, but incomplete. Now 2nd and 20 here for the Colts. He did not see Josh Woods there right in the middle of the field. So yeah, 2019 was the last time we got 30-plus points in the preseason. Thank you again, Brandon, for looking that up for me. Yeah, a game like this from Jack Strand, he's not going to be able to go on the practice squad. It's just too much. We get a draw here on 2nd and 20 for minimal gain to a running back named Castle, which is it's a pretty good running back name. I like that. I like that one. Pretty good running back name. Yeah, it's the QB from Minnesota Moorhead. Yep, that's right. All right, 3rd and 16, so big opportunity here for the Falcons defense to get off the field once again. It's going to be a dump off. And 3 Falcons have a chance. I was about to say, if they can't get him down, I'm going to be really upset. But Josh Woods gets there, had some reinforcements. It's going to be a 3-and-out for Indianapolis. So another nice series from the Falcons defense. But yeah, I don't think there's any way Strand can go on the Strand could go on the practice squad at this stage. I just don't really think that that's a possibility. So they're probably gonna have to keep 4 if they want to keep Cooper Rush. Or maybe they just keep Strand. I mean, we'll see how this goes. But I don't think you can't put a quarterback like that on the squad. I do love how they're like trying to return like every one of these kicks. Like a lot of guys would fair catch that. Dylan Drummond doesn't. Zach Branch didn't. These guys aren't fair catching. They're trying to make plays. I mean, there are times where you should fair catch. Like, don't get me wrong. But they're really trying to maximize these returns and like what we've seen so far there. So looks like we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's assuming as long as they can play like this every single week, then yeah, we're gonna cook. We're cooking this year. So. Like I said, I do worry a little bit about the Colts. It's not a bad team or a bad roster. I don't know. I got a weird feeling about the Colts this year that it's going to fall apart. So in that case, like, I don't want to get like too excited about beating up with the Colts, but this was a team that was going to make the playoffs and was playing quite well prior to Daniel Jones' injury. We didn't see the starters, but this is a team that's supposed to be, a playoff contender in the AFC, and Falcons are kind of embarrassing them right now. We'll see if that holds up through the rest of this game. But, I mean, certainly would never be upset no matter what happens. Even if it's, if it's a bad team, then you should beat them. If it's a good team, then it's great to beat them, whatever. The Colts are probably more like a middle. Like, I think some people think of the Colts as being like this really good team or like this, maybe even the favorite in the AFC South, which I don't really get that either. But, I think they're more of like a middling team, like a 500 team, but you're going to play those teams too. So you got to be able to beat those teams. We saw this Falcons team struggle a lot against like mediocre to bad teams last year. They actually played better against the good teams. So you got to beat whoever's on your schedule, right? So, but yeah, certainly couldn't be happier with what we've seen from Jack Strand. There's no doubt about that. I do agree that the Texans are Jags. I mean, the Jags, I think, are pretty good, too. But, yeah, the Texans' defense is so good that it's just hard to get past them. It's a very good division this year, except for the Titans. But, they can't all be good. But, yeah, you just like that, I love the people are posting the clips of these Jack plays on that run. Like, it's just such a mature rep from Jack Strand there where he's in the pocket, he's going through his progressions, he sees there's nothing open, and he just waits for an opportunity and just takes off. Like, he's not rushing, he's not panicking, like, just sees the opening and goes. And he's a big dude, big dude, really tough to bring down. And like I said, he got some scoot. So, I mean, yeah, two thumbs way up for Jack Strand, and wouldn't be surprised if if he finishes this game strong, finishes next week strong. This man is not only making the roster. I mean, they might feel like they can just keep him instead of Cooper Rush. So we'll see. Not that Cooper Rush played poorly today, but another solid run there for Nate Carter as Falcons offense gets back on the board here, starting at about the 28-yard line. So. Yeah, I know somebody pointed out the Colts are 0 of 7 on third down, so that's not great. And then that's including them being given like at least one of their point possessions by penalties, some of which I thought were pretty questionable. But yeah, again, Strand just kind of patiently sitting back there, waits for Vinny Anthony to come open in the middle of the field and gets that easy conversion. I'm getting irresponsibly hyped about Jack Strand at this point. So we're gonna have to see how the rest of this game goes. He's gonna have to like calm me down, because otherwise I'm getting irresponsibly hyped about this. Strand just, oh my goodness. The hype is not slowing down. The hype is not slowing down in the slightest. He goes to brand new wide receiver Bo Collins, who joined the team like last week, for a deep bomb on the sideline, and now the Falcons are cooking in Colts territory once again. Inside the 20, so. And now the Colts are in panic, like cover 2 mode, so the run game is probably going to get a lot of opportunities now. Yeah. Well, this is exactly what we needed Strand to do. Like, there needed to be no question that he had to be on the roster, because they can't risk him. Yeah, man. I think he's making that case pretty heavily right now. Again, this is what happens when you have when you have a passing game that threatens deep. I mean, the Colts are playing a little closer now that they feel like it's, a short yardage play, but man, these guys are having to back off the line of scrimmage. So, it's like I don't think Carter quite got there. It might be a 3rd and short here. Yes, Jack Strand is now 8 of 8 for 155 yards and a touchdown. Perfect 158.3 quarterback rating. Oh, and he has a rush TD too. And now he's going to get the and he's great at the QB sneak, man. Like, oh my God, this dude, yeah. I think you keep Strand around just for that. That's 3 for 3 on QB sneaks. 3 for 3. They ran it on 3rd down. That's how confident they were going to get it. They're like, we don't even need to wait until a 4th down. Like, just do it. Now under center, 1st and goal at about the 8.5 yard line. Nate Carter getting this one. Again, I think you see the vision there. Not quite up to par. I think Carter may have had a small window, but just a little bit indecisive. And again, it's like I think he's playing a little rushed. Just a little rushed. Not a bad play. I mean, the blocking wasn't fantastic, but I think there was an opportunity there to get past. And Yeah, a little stuck there. So it looks like it's going to be Cash Jones now. Cash money. Yeah, I mean, if it was just Strand like doing this against the 3s and 4s, then I would be a little bit more. But he did this against the 2s before halftime, right? So yeah, you can see you see Cash Jones there, how he didn't just charge in. He had a little bit more patience to him, just waited for those blocks to develop a little bit more, didn't get too far ahead of his skis. And it's just that's kind of the difference right now with Nate Carter. He's going a little too fast. So his athleticism is actually working against him because he's getting there too quick. Isn't, able to get the processing that he needs. And now, of course, we're in the Strand zone. If they just need to get a couple more yards here, and Falcons, will be in the QB sneak range. So I suspect it'll be another run play, but we might see a pass here. Oh, play action. Yep, nice. And Strand not going to make it. I think that was a poor decision to keep it. I think he had an opportunity. I think he had an opportunity to complete a pass there. Yeah. I mean, I did that replay doesn't really help me that much. Not like a terrible. I mean, obviously, like you just need to not turn the ball over. I think a throwaway probably would have been a little bit better there. But I don't blame him for trying to score with his legs. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, 4th and goal, as they should. Not really anything open here, so Strand's in trouble. And my stream cut off. Yeah. Not really anything open there, unfortunately. It's not really his fault, but I think the decision not to run there was probably a mistake. I think they should have just run that down into like a QB sneak range and just have him sneak it. But it's hard to run in the red zone too. I mean, it's little things, little tiny things. But again, that's why you go for it on 4th down. Now the Colts are in super danger zone here with a mistake-prone quarterback in Anthony Richardson. So it's not out of the question the Falcons get another scoring opportunity here real soon. But yeah, not the best end to that series. I think once they got it down close, they probably should have just kept it on the ground. But again, they're not necessarily trying to like call the best plays to win the game. They're trying to practice. So I think they wanted probably to practice these short yardage red zone throws. Maybe a little bit more than just sneaking or running the ball. That's my kind of take on it. It's probably a little bit of like, we've already run the ball in this situation several times. Let's do some pass attempts. And again, I think on that first play where he ended up running, I think he had a chance if he pulls the trigger a little faster to get that in. But, minor critiques there. And the Colts covered that final play well. Like, I mean, I think there would have been opportunities to score there, but I think the receivers were pretty much covered. So, I think, again, on like 4th down, you probably just, again, he was trying to throw it at the end there just because it's like you're not super worried about throwing a pick as long as it's not going to be a pick 6, right? Be careful. But, if you're going to throw something in the red zone, on the 4th down, you could attempt a more risky play there. But, again, minor details at the end of the day. Yes. Again, the Colts are going to get the ball here on like the 3-yard line. So this is why Falcons were fine going for it on 4th down. They're already up 31-6. It's not like we need to pad this with more field goals. Got the running back Castle getting a few to help keep the shotgun snap out of the end zone here. little under 5 minutes left in the third quarter now. So we are... I didn't realize Reggie Wayne was their wide receivers coach. That's pretty cool. Apparently he's been their wide receivers coach for a while. That's awesome. Anthony Richardson almost throws another pick to Christian Harris. Almost sacked for a safety. This is what I was saying. Very mistake-prone quarterback standing in the end zone. Very dangerous situation. Really nice play by the defense there. Again, if these linebackers could catch, they'd probably be tight ends. So, yeah. It would have been nice if Christian Harris catches that. Well, yeah, he wasn't super ready for it, but he does bat it down. That's what you're going for. So, again, it'd be nice. That would have been an easy pick 6. You only have to go like 5 yards, but Anthony Richardson is going to be sacked here. So that's going to be another 3 and out for the Colts. And now the Colts are 0-8 on third down. Falcons were all over that play. Richardson didn't really have much of a chance there. They needed some kind of hot read to avoid that, but they were not set up. Lucky for them, they were not in the shotgun, or else they would have put a safety. So now the punt's going to be coming out of the end zone. So we'll see how the Falcons return group does. One decent punt here. It's going to be Dylan Drummond. Dylan Drummond with a nice return here. Gets it onto the Colts side of the field. So, yeah. Falcons cooking again in plus field position right out of the gate. Decision to go for it on fourth down there ends up being a smart one because Colts go 3 and out and the Falcons now have another shot. So, yeah. I mean, this is like a perfect encapsulation of why analytics tells you to go for it, like inside the 5 when you're that close to the goal, right? Because it puts the opposing offense in a really dangerous spot. The chances for them to have a critical error, like the chances for a critical error are small on any given play, but in that situation, a critical error results in a score for the defense a lot. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, and Strand just had to get rid of that one. He was under pressure. Colts sent a blitz there that he was not. I mean, he was ready for it, but yeah, didn't quite have the quick route there on time, but avoids a sack. So that's what you're looking for. Bullet there, absolute bullet by Strand. And now 2nd and 10 coming for these Falcons, but you could see why teams want to go for it there because the touchdown is just much more valuable. Yeah, Colts are run blitzing and stuff now. They're trying to get a little bit more aggressive, but Cash Jones again with the patience manages to get outside, pick up almost a first down. So now Atlanta with a 3rd and short opportunity here. Nice play by Cash Jones there to avoid that tackle for loss. Colts are starting to get a little more aggressive on defense. I think they're not going to sit back anymore. They don't want to get embarrassed, so they're going to start maybe ramping up some stuff, which, again, when you're down like 31-6, I don't mind in the preseason if you want to do stuff like that. Strand going to try another. That's kind of a long sneak. It's beyond a yard, but I think he got it. I guess they're calling it 4th down, but I think he got it. It's right on the nose there. They're probably just going to run it again, though, so it doesn't really matter. I think that's a first down, personally. I don't think he got it that time. He did not charge the line, so he hesitated on that one. I'm not sure why he did that, but I think he botched that one. But they're giving it to him. It looked like he hesitated a bit there. I think he got it on the first play, to be clear. So I think it was a little bit, they should have just given it to him the first time. But he kind of hesitated on that one. I think he should have just plowed in, but yeah, whatever. Ultimately, the right call was made. Falcons get the first down. Yeah, I think like that second time he didn't get it, but the first time he did. So, whatever. Play action. Strand looking, but the offensive lineman gives up the pressure, but he just throws it away, but it's going to be a hold on the offensive lineman. That offensive lineman got absolutely destroyed. Didn't see who it was. Yeah, Brockermeyer, I think. Yeah, he has not looked great, the UDFA center. I think he's just too small, man. I don't really know what to say about that, but he's not looked great against backups. So it's going to be tough for him to make it. Really just the size is the only thing, because I thought his tape in college was pretty good, but just very small center. All right. 1st and 20, so a little bit of a challenging situation here for Strand to navigate. A good evaluation situation. They don't call a draw, which is good. They do go back to Cash Jones. Yeah, Cash probably just, he tried to put a little move on there, but no way out, unfortunately, but he does manage to get a few. Bryce Betcher playing a lot here for the Colts. He's a guy that I liked as like a day 3 linebacker. Pretty solid player. He's definitely looked pretty solid today as well. Just 2nd and 14 now, so we're whittling away at. I think the first interception, that was Josh Woods that dropped it, to be fair, but man, absolute bullet from Jack Strand downfield to number 85, Keelan Marion. He can't hang on, but that was right on target. Tough catch over the middle, but yeah, that was a nice throw. Just layered in there, man. Yeah, honestly, the DB got his hand in there, broke it up. That was a nice breakup by number 40 of the Colts, because that was a bullet right to the receiver. So now 3rd and 14 coming. Tough play here. It's going to be a draw. Falcons trying to get in field goal range here. Looks like they pick up enough to make this a manageable field goal attempt here for Nick Folk. Nice long field goal, though, for him. Get him out there. But yeah, that was a great throw. Just a nice play there by number 40 Jones of the Colts to break up that strand. Are they going to go for it? Going to go for it on 4th and 8? Okay, I mean, it's the preseason, I guess. I guess they're thinking about it. Oh, they're just going to let the quarter end. Okay. I was like, okay, I guess. Like, it's more reps, I guess. Whatever. It's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we're going into the 4th here. Falcons leading 31-6. So love to see that, certainly. But yeah. Yeah, no, that was really nice throw by Strand. Layered it in between 3 defenders. Gets it up to Keelan Marion, but 40 of the Colts just gets his hand in there, slaps it out at the end. Really nice play by the defender. Want to give him the credit there. But that was absolutely on target. Dangerous throw, but right on the money. And Marion just can't quite complete it, but yeah, was where he needed to be. Got up there for the ball, but yeah, nice play by the defender. So give him his props. Yeah, I think we're seeing what we need to see from Jack Strand, folks. Like, this is by far the best 4th quarter Falcons preseason offense that I've ever watched. So we just need him to keep growing, and that's the thing with Jack Strand that yes, is it unlikely he could be a starter? Yeah, it's unlikely. It's very unlikely. It's unlikely that any quarterback turns into a starter. Even a 1st-round pick is like a 50% shot. But he's got the tools for it. So, again, this is not a typical UDFA quarterback where you're like, this guy's 5'11" and 190 pounds, and he's a good processor, but he doesn't have the arm, or we don't think he's going to survive in the NFL, or this guy's big, but he just doesn't show the mechanics, or he doesn't process well, or, doesn't have the arm. A lot of times the UDFA quarterbacks, the day 3 quarterbacks, it's just like, yeah, they've got talent, but, they don't have the arm, right? They just don't have the arm to be a top tier NFL guy. But honestly, with Jack Strand, it's like the arm is not an issue, not at all. He can hit every throw. I don't know if the arm is like Penix level, but it's very good. It's certainly not going to limit you. He's big, really strong, clearly very good at the QB sneak. That last one, technically it counted, right? I think the first one made it. So I'm considering him flawless on QB sneak so far. That and the tool belt is always nice to have. Clearly has good instincts for when to run. He just needs to be able to play against NFL competition, and I think he needs more opportunities. I think we need to see him against the twos more and more, and then ramp him up, and it is going to be a field goal by Nick Folk here. But Jack Strand is a guy that you have to watch because there is a very small but non-zero chance that Jack Strand could be an option for this team going forward, whether that's at backup or maybe starter. But, we're not trying to get out of control here. This guy's got a ways to go, but there's not the typical issues of a UDFA quarterback that you have here. So, his issue is that he played in D2. And it's like, well, can we trust that any of this will translate? Because most of the time it doesn't. So far, it's translating. It's translating against, UFL type of players, right? We just need to see it translate against the NFL starters. Nick Folk nails that kick. Falcons now lead 34-6, and just kind of are clearly dominating this game. So, very nice second preseason game here for these Falcons, and definitely a good time for them to play well. Because if I have to talk about this team sucking by myself for 3 hours, not by myself. I mean, you guys are here, so that's nice. Talking about myself on voice, for talking about this team being bad for 3 hours by myself on voice would be pretty rough. So thankfully the Falcons obliged today. Give Adnan a nice birthday present too. Nice positive preseason game to talk about. Love to see it. Yeah, I don't think he's on the level of Josh Allen as an athlete, or with the arm talent, but I don't think he's super far off. He's probably 80% of Josh Allen from a physical build perspective, but that's still very good. Again, don't get me wrong, Josh Allen's very rare, but also Josh Allen was not very good in the NFL at first, right? So he had a ways to go too. So Strand is kind of just a super discount Josh Allen, and I don't think his limitations are physical. Again, you don't have to be Josh Allen to be a very good NFL quarterback. It obviously helps. I don't know that he's quite got that one-of-one arm that Josh Allen has, or his insane feel for running or any of that stuff, but he's good. He's more than enough. He's a plus athlete. He's got a plus arm. If you've got both of those things and you can process, then you could be an NFL starter. You just gotta prove it. So he's got to prove it. He's got a lot to prove still, but certainly couldn't think of a better way for him to start his career than what we've seen so far. Perfect kickoff there from Nick Folk right at the 1, and a perfect tackle by Nick Muse, the tight end, just slams in there to make the stop at about the 20-yard line. Another terrific special teams play here by the Falcons, and special teams crushing it, night and day over last year. So really nice showing from the special teams unit. Love to see it. All right, Anthony Richardson's going to get this one just past the 20-yard line. We'll see if the Falcons defense can keep up their good work here. Best run of the day here for the Colts. Castle gets it out, maybe past the first down marker, just barely, but Colts get out of trouble there. Do get a first down, first one they've gotten in a while. So they have stopped the clock, so I'm guessing there's an injury on the field. They're not showing it. It's Cameron Sample for the Falcons, number 69. He's walking off under his own power, a little bit of a limp there. Looks like he just got a little bit roughed up. Doesn't look to be in too bad a shape, just a little awkward coming off. But yeah, in the preseason, they're going to be really cautious with guys. And it's a drop by the receiver. Richardson actually gets it to number 11, Hagens. But it's a drop, so it's going to bring up, it's just a little slant there. It's going to be right behind Channing Tindall, who didn't get enough depth, I think. Yeah, incomplete, so... Yeah, and then it's a false start by the Colts there. Yeah, I think the chat got it right with Strand, with Jack the Ripper. I think that's the best one. So whoever came up with that, good job. I still think that's the best one. That one off target throw hits Sharp in the foot. So it's going to be 3rd and 15 now for the Colts. Yeah, hits him in the foot. That was bad throw by Anthony Richardson. Starting to get a little sped up here. So big 3rd down opportunity once again here for Atlanta's defense. Good pass rush opportunity. Looks like they're trying to overload that left side of the line. And it looks like Richardson going to be almost... He is sacked. It was Keyshawn Banks and number 93, who is Chris Williams, the other defensive tackle I was shouting out. They combined. Keyshawn Banks had the initial wrap, and then Chris Williams finished it. And Falcons get the sack, and it's going to be another punt for the Colts, and now 0-9 on 3rd down for Indianapolis. So tough sledding here against this Falcons defense, which I still think will be really good. We'll see. Yeah, Banks, UFL player, I think he was one of the better edge rushers in the UFL. I think he's acquitted himself well. I think he's got a shot, certainly, to make the practice squad. Keelan Marion fighting for some yards there. Doesn't get a whole lot, but does get a positive return, so that's always nice to see. All right, so now we are deep in the 4th quarter here. How are you guys feeling about this game? I'm gonna try out one of these new, YouTube things. Hold on, let's see. Here we go. We're gonna do a poll here. All right, here we go. Got a nice poll coming out. So here you guys go. We can see how, give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts on this Falcons' second preseason game here. But yeah, cut to a Strand at QB2, rush QB3. I mean, Could go that route. Certainly could. Certainly could. I love the 25% that took the troll answer of Super Bowl baby. I mean, that's what I was thinking when I wrote it. So, yeah. Yeah. We need Strand. Yeah, we need just something about Strand. Anything about Strand. We get to see more Strand here, though. I mean, that's the thing. The defense keeps playing like this. We just get more and more Jack Strand. So, all right. We are rolling here. Games moving nice and quick too. Falcons offense has been bleeding the clock. Love to see that. Love to see that. All right. So it seems like the consensus is pretty good. Pretty good. People feeling pretty good about it. The score right now is 34-6. Slim Charles. The Falcons leading. And the Falcons are at about the 32-yard line. As Nate Carter takes this first handoff. Rolls right up, unfortunately, on offensive lineman Cam Dewberry, who is down and in a lot of pain. So we will see. Hopefully Dewberry is okay. But yeah, that didn't look good. It looked like Carter went right down on him, on the back of his leg. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully he can get up all right. But yeah, I see players on knees, so that's not a good situation. Dewberry was playing with the twos earlier too, so I mean he was a guy I think that had a shot. I mean certainly at the practice squad, but with Kyle Hinton also coming out of this game early. Yeah, Cam Dewberry, amazing name also. Amazing name. Cam Dewberry is walking off with trainers, so hopefully he's all right. Again, injured reserve for some of these like fringe guys. Not the worst thing in the world. Keeps him with the team. I'm obviously not hoping he's injured, but again, it's not the worst outcome if you can stick on injured reserve and come back next year and compete again. So hopefully it's not season ending or anything like that, but so he's moving off the field with trainers, so we're getting a little bit of a timeout here. It's certainly nice to see the Falcons actually like attempting to be competent in preseason for a change. They just for many years now have just not cared at all about it, and it's like I don't really care about the outcome so much. Like if they were losing preseason games, like if they were losing preseason games, like a little bit or whatever. Like, oh, they're losing like 20-17. It's like, oh, I don't really care that they lost the preseason game. But it's like when you're getting blown off the field in half your preseason games or more, I don't really want to see that. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good thing for your team to be doing. So, all right. Looks like we got a third and long coming up here for Jack Strand, Jack the Ripper. See what he can do. Third and 8 coming. Cash Jones back at running back. And incomplete. Was a pass over the middle to Keelan Merriam, but the Colts had about 4 guys there. Got pressure on Strand. He didn't get to sit back there. The Colts are starting to send pressure. I think they're trying not to give up a 40-burger here. So good practice rep opportunity for Jack Strand. So this will be his first 3 and out, I believe. So first 3 and out for Jack Strand. So that's just meaningful. About 12:26 to go in the fourth quarter. So the Falcons defense will be back out here momentarily. Punt return coming up. Big booming punt And the Falcons do not get this one covered up well. Give up about a 15-yard punt return. A couple guys missed back where it was. One of those things was a little too much, a little too far, kind of outkicked the coverage a little bit there, but it's a nice punt. All right. But yeah, I know someone mentioned it earlier. It's pretty interesting seeing the way the Falcons have sort of deployed the linebacker room. I think we were all sort of assuming that Christian Harris was going to get the start next to Divine Diablo, but I'm not really sure about that anymore. I think that it might be Kendall Daniels. We'll see. But I think Kendall Daniels might be a guy who does get the opportunity next to Divine Diablo. I think he's looked really good so far. We know he has a lot of experience playing in a complicated defense in college. He knows a lot of coverage stuff from his time as a safety. Just the off-ball stuff is kind of what he's still working on, but big body, their biggest linebacker for sure. I think Daniels has an opportunity here to win that linebacker 2 job, and then the Falcons just have a really nice depth linebacker in Christian Harris available just in case. A guy that can definitely play well in coverage and stuff like that. So that's nice to see. And Harold Perkins, it seems like he's getting some opportunities as well. So linebacker room in particular looking pretty good. I've been pretty happy with especially Kendall Daniels. I know that was a fairly controversial draft pick at the time. Given that Kendall Daniels not really a well-known prospect, certainly not someone that I watched, but yeah, he moves really well for his size, and impressed with what we see from Kendall Daniels. So certainly more opportunities coming his way throughout the preseason. Big, long commercial break here. Extremely long. All right, Falcons defense back here on the field. Still Anthony Richardson at quarterback for the Colts. Just on the inside of the 30. Nice tackle there by Kobe Bryant. Keep that pass from turning into a first down. Kobe Bryant, you could see the depth chart tumble for, unfortunately, Cam Dewberry is being carted to the locker room, so that does seem like a bad injury there for Dewberry. Sad to see that, certainly. But another run play here. The Falcons stuff it up well, though. Just a 1-yard gain for Castle. Falcons do not fall for the QB keeper fake to Richardson. They stuff that up, so it's going to be a 3rd and short coming. You're saying Easton Stick is the number 2? Like former Falcon Easton Stick? They're not even like going to let Anthony Richardson like sneak this? This time Richardson does keep it, and he does get it. That's probably the one thing he does well. So good for him. Sorry, I feel like I'm just kicking Anthony Richardson in the nuts here. Poor guy. Hasn't really developed as a passer, unfortunately, and has been very injured. But very good runner. No doubt about that. Was like a legit fantasy quarterback just off of his rushing ability. So dropping stuff again. 1st 10 Colts. Again, another little dump off. Just a little quick out. Malcolm DeWalt helps keep that at about a 5-yard gain. So Colts pretty content to just kind of dink and dunk this thing. Which, like, yeah, I'd probably go that route too. no sense getting your quarterback hit. Fourth quarter, second preseason game. Falcons winning 34-6. Love to see it. Another rushing attempt here. Good one by Castle, who manages to get away from Carlos Allen on that one. Get the first down. So, nice run. That was their first third down conversion. That's right. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. The linebacker overran that one a little bit. Carlos Allen should have had some backup there by Davern Rayner, but Rayner kind of crashed the other gap, and then it was sort of one-on-one with Allen and an offensive lineman, and, well, I guess it's two-on-one with, had an offensive lineman in his face and the running back. That was a tough one. And Anthony Richardson getting almost sacked, but escapes and does what he does best. He's going to run and escape the sack attempt. He is stopped for a short gain by Davern Rayner after that. But this is Anthony Richardson game, man. Like, he's fast. He's athletic in the pocket. And, number 74 should have had him dead to rights and just doesn't finish the play. Who the heck is that? That must be the new guy they signed. Eric Johnson, I'm guessing. I'm going to find that out. Because it's like, I don't have this guy on my roster. Who is this? 2nd and 6 coming. Another run play here. Another good one by Castle. Again, not quite good enough for first down yardage. It's going to be another third down attempt here. I think the Colts are pretty content to just let this thing, run this thing out, which I think is smart. It is Eric Johnson, yes. So that was the defensive tackle the Falcons just signed a couple days ago. Gonna add him in here. Update my roster as we speak. All right. Nope, they're giving him the first down. Okay. Another run here, and yeah, the edge, James Pierce just doesn't play the run there, and gives up the edge, and it's a big run by Castle once again. James Pierce just has to know. I don't know what he was trying to do a spin or something on the tackle, like, with the run coming right at him. James Pierce needs to work on that run defense. That's probably why he's out here in the fourth quarter. Got to get better at that. No doubt about it. So 2nd and 2 coming up now. Colts grinding their way down the field. They're on the edge of the red zone now. Again, Richardson almost sacked 2 times, and he gets the first down anyway. About 3 Falcons missed him in the backfield. So, again, this is basically Richardson's entire game. That unfortunately he hasn't been able to turn that into an NFL career, but he is very difficult to get on the ground. Big physical quarterback. Good practice. Probably one of the hardest quarterbacks to actually sack in the NFL. So. All right. Another first down here for the Colts. Now technically in the red zone on the 20. Lovely play in coverage there by Jamie Robinson. Breaking up the pass with extremely tight coverage. Really, really nice play. Love to see it. I like Jamie. I'm not sure why Jamie's not getting more opportunities higher up the depth chart, but kind of a hybrid, like, safety corner player. He wasn't actually holding him, I don't think. I think he just had his arm under his arm, but I can understand why it might look like a hold. 2nd and 10 coming. Another rush attempt here for the Colts. This one, Falcons handle that one a little bit better. So another third down. So we will see if the Falcons can finally get off the field here. This has been the Colts' best drive of the day, certainly. Alrighty. And it is incomplete. I think that was a miscommunication. So 4th down coming. I don't know if the Colts will just run a play here or they'll just kick it or what. Yeah, I mean, I guess they'll just kick the field goal. But yeah, at this point, I would probably just run the play, like just get the practice rep. Maybe I want to practice the kick. I don't know. Group A. Is that it? I'm sorry. I'm probably butchering his name. I think it's Blake, right? Blake Group A. Group A. Ooh, I think he missed that. God. Colts are not having a good day today. Yeah, that's a rough one. Blake Group A misses the short field goal, and Falcons hold strong. So, yeah. Yep. So Falcons don't give up points. It remains 34-6. So, yeah. Great job, defense. Great job. Fantastic work. So. He did indeed miss. Yes, that was not a great kick there, certainly. All right. Well, 4th quarter ticking on. Nice clock chewing drive there by the Colts. Appreciate that. All right, let's see what our final takeaway is here on the poll. Looks like pretty good. 40%. People are feeling pretty good about today's preseason game. I agree. I like it. Who was the one person that voted meh? Are you in the chat? So it's like, is anybody going to vote meh after this? I don't know, but it's okay. You don't have to be ashamed or anything. I'm just curious. Yeah, nice. Ended up not costing them any points. So good job by the Falcons there. My overall impression of today's game is that they did a good job. The quarterbacks were much sharper. We'll see how, not Anthony Richardson. He's not on the Falcons. I mean, we'll see how Anthony Richardson finishes this out. He'd probably get one more drive, I'm guessing. Strand has been good. Other than that last drive where it was just a little bit scuffed from the beginning. Yeah, love to see it. Love to see a preseason win. These are hard to come by for the Falcons. I think Rush looked much, much better. Just much more stable, much more practiced, just better, much, much better. I thought the blocking from the offensive line was better. I thought the defense looked much better. Special teams continues to excel. I really don't have anything bad to say about this performance. I mean, I think they just kind of crushed it. I think they really did take last week seriously, where they were like, we are not ready. We're not prepared. This game was nowhere near where it needs to be. We're not where we need to be. We need to get this fixed. Came out in the joint practices and apparently struggled the first day, got a lot better the second day, and now come out and crush the Colts in a real game. So, real, quote unquote. But Strand back to pass, was play action, going deep again. That time, Antoine Wells did not get separation. That was it was on target, but yeah, dangerous throw. Wells wasn't able to get separation downfield, but clearly they're just letting Strand sling this thing. I mean, which is fine with me. But yeah, just a night and day difference from the first preseason game, and we just want the third one to look solid too, and then we're feeling a lot better about where this team is. But, tough start, much better second game. I would consider myself not concerned at this point about where the team is at this stage, and we'll just have to hope that they keep going in the right direction. Nice patient run here by Keshes. Again, you see that this is a perfect encapsulation. He doesn't hit the Jets right away. He waits for the right moment to hit the Jets, just waits a little bit to slip past the defender. If you turn on your full speed right away, it's easier to catch up to you from an angle perspective. Like, I think Jones has impressed me today. I think that was a nice run. So it sets up a 3rd and 1 here. see if the Falcons can get this one taken care of. The Colts are clearly prepared for a QB sneak. I don't think it will be. It's going to be a play action, and it's just a nice little running back leak for big yardage here. Cash Jones, nice play, easy money, easy completion. This is what the QB sneak does, man. If teams are afraid you're going to sneak it, sometimes there's wide open opportunities out there. So, we'll see. Nice catch by Cash Jones. You can see how comfortable he is as a receiver. Runs the ball well. Great job. So Ray Moon, there actually is no more like practice squad eligibility. Everyone is now eligible for the practice squad, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. So yes, he is eligible, but they got rid of that during COVID. Nice tackle for loss there by the Colts. There was nobody blocking that player. It looked like a slot run blitz. Falcons were not ready for that one. Yeah, it was a slot run blitz. The tight end, I think the tight end probably needed to see that and change his block, but just a good call by the Colts defense, honestly, like reading that one out. Tight end probably needed to see that slot blitz coming and adjust, but I know that the play called for him to run across and block. I get it, but sometimes you have to adjust if they're sending some crazy shit at you. So 2nd and 13 now. Another play to Cash Jones. Slips through some blocks, slips through some more. He's running. Cash Jones picks up the big yardage again on a little tunnel screen there. Really, really nice. Yeah, nice play there. Jones just ready for that little tunnel. Slips through some blockers. Nice play. Cash has definitely acquitted himself well in the fourth quarter here. We know he's good on special teams too. I think this guy is definitely ticketed for the practice squad. I think Cash Jones is acquitted himself well today. So good job by him. Falcons cooking on offense once again. Definitely deep on the Colts side of the field. We'll see if they can punch this one in. Nate Carter back out there. Just feel like Carter's just not seeing where to go as well. Just kind of he ran into his blocker there. Just needs to slow it down a little bit. Man, these guys are even subscribing so they can spam us now. This is next level stuff. Yep, we got it. Looks like Carter split out wide at the bottom of your screen there. So nice little quick slant. Vinny Anthony catches that one. I do like Nick Carter. I was really pulling for Nick Carter this year, but I think he's got to slow down, man. He's just still running and playing 100 miles an hour when he needs to. It's kind of the same thing you see with Bijan, right? It's like Bijan knows when not to move. That's a big deal for running backs. Sometimes the best move is to not move, is to let your opponents make mistakes and not, try to force yourself on your opponent. Again, nice vision there by Cash. Cash gets down inside the 5. Really impressive running here by Jones. Equals Lad McConkey. There you go. I like this. Yeah, let's start with the very reasonable comps here. Again, nice patient run. You could see the difference, man. He was the 10,000 sub. Yeah, that's right. Spam bots, get in here. Maybe we can force the spam bots to subscribe, and then they'll come in here and get us over 10K. Which, by the way, guys, if you want to help us get to 10K subscribers, you can subscribe right now, and that would really help us out. So I'd appreciate that. Also, that would be cool. If you want to play fantasy football with us, you can sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/FalcoholicLive. Also, you can check out the channel memberships here on YouTube if you're more of a YouTube enjoyer. And make sure you sign up, fill out the form on the YouTube posts page or on the Patreon page. And we also just really appreciate everyone for hanging out and supporting us. Thanks again to FanDuel for sponsoring today's show. We'll have lots more shows for you guys. Season's just getting started. We'll be back next Friday for another watch party. We'll be back next week, obviously, breaking this game down. Should be talking with Joe Patrick on Wednesday about the state of this team heading into the final preseason game. So yeah, looking good. Appreciate everybody. Thanks to everybody who's super chatting and everything too. Thanks, guys. Yes. Thoughts on wide receiver? Better than expected. I think there was a receiver ranking that came out yesterday or the day before, and it had the Falcons at 13, which if you had told me the Falcons would have gone from 30th to 13 in one offseason without really spending any significant resources, I would have told you that's crazy. But I think Dotson is a solid starting option. Zachariah Branch, I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he will be the team's basically breakout player on offense this year. He's been so good. They have Drake London, who we already know is really good. And, I think Alameda Zaccheaus is a really solid rotational depth receiver. And I think Chris Blair has shown that he's good too. So they've got, I think all 5 spots are receivers that I would be happy to roster. It's definitely miles ahead of last year's group. Obviously, last year's group took a big hit in the in training camp when Darnell Mooney got hurt. They didn't really address it, and then I think, in my opinion, they didn't really play the receivers they should have. Obviously, the way they handled the receiver room and the receiver coach and all that. Probably the most controversial thing of the season, the thing that probably I derided them the most for, but this regime clearly taking this position a lot more seriously. Doubt we're going to get a wide receiver coach firing in the 3rd week of the season this year. So just leave it at that. And the Falcons apparently are just going to knee this thing out of respect. Okay. I guess they're just going to knee it out. I guess they came to some agreement that the Colts aren't going to take their timeouts. So I guess they're just going to kneel this thing. That's hilarious to me. Honestly, it's the ultimate, we don't even need to score this touchdown. We could, but we're not going to. So, great job, Falcons. So it appears that the final score today will be 34-6, with the Falcons kneeling it out in goal to go. And yeah, I mean, no sense to risk any injuries here. I get it. Really good performance, right? I think we're really happy with what we saw from Jack Strand. He was fearless. He processed well. Wasn't perfect, certainly, but very, very good. You love to see it. He ran the ball well. He can do the QB sneaks that I think Stefanski wants to run. The defense, I think, looked much, much better today. They were stifling pretty much the entire game. Really, the only time the Colts moved the ball was with referee assistance, and I think that was questionable. I think that Atlanta's, second string and third depth defense, really good. Really like what we saw there. Obviously not starters, but at the end of the day, this is the depth. The second string is probably going to mostly make this team, and those are the guys that are going to be backing up your starters. You want them to look good against players of their own caliber, and the Falcons were clearly the superior depth team today, and that's been a constant issue of this team for years, is that the depth has just not been up to par. And the truth is that the depth is up to par now. The depth actually looks good. The depth beat the Broncos too. This is a team that I think has finally gotten the depth where it needs to be. Now we just need to get the starters where they need to be. I don't think it's bad, but I don't know that the starters are good enough to compete. I think we all know this, that the Falcons still got a ways to go to maybe competing with the top teams in the league in terms of starters. But they've got the depth figured out, and that was something I've been harping on all offseason, that I thought the depth was really improved for this team, and I think it showed today. I think last week had a lot to do with just miscommunication and not being prepared fully. And again, it's a new coaching staff. There's some of that, especially on the offensive side of the ball. This week, things were much tighter. The quarterbacks all seemed to know what they were doing. I think we're in a spot where this team is making moves in the right direction, looking significantly better week to week. And as long as they play reasonably well next week, I don't need them to win 34-6 next week, but as long as they look reasonably good against the Dolphins, who are probably one of the worst teams in the league, other than maybe the Cardinals, right? As long as they look reasonable against the Dolphins next week, I think we should go into the season, feeling pretty good about where the team stands, and knowing that the NFC South is wide open. This team doesn't need to win 10 games to win this division. They don't need to be a double-digit, Super Bowl contender to win this division and make the playoffs. They just need to win 8 to 9 games. And I think they can still. I mean, I think I had them at 8 and 9 in my roster projection. I still feel like that's probably the mid-range of their outcomes, but things can go wrong and you could be worse than that. Things can go right and you could win double-digit games. So we'll see. But I think this game should calm everyone down, relax everyone that was really panicked after last week, because that was an ugly game. It was a hard watch, man. We all know that. But at the end of the day, I think we learned a lot about that this team is going in the right direction, and they can beat the crap out of somebody in preseason. We just haven't seen that anytime recently. But it was a fun game to talk about. I'm really glad you guys joined me. Thank you so much for putting up with 3 hours of me talking, which, seems like that's not too bad. You never know with these solo shows if the Falcons are going to cooperate and give you something interesting to talk about, or if it's just going to be garbage like last week. But thankfully, the Falcons gave us something fun to talk about today, and obviously fun. Thanks, Coaster, for popping in for some Coaster talk. Thanks, everyone, for the Brews talk. We're going to definitely try to do more Brews talk this year. I've got some brews lined up, I think, to discuss. But like I said, if this is your type of show and content, we will be here all season long, all off season long, if you're new here. So please like and subscribe. We're also on all the podcast platforms. Leave a 5-star review there on your podcast platform of choice. We have every week we're gonna have a Tuesday show with Trayshawn Diaz, Tuesday Takes. It's kind of usually recapping the previous game, talking about the biggest issues, that sort of thing. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every week, we've got a live show with my co-host Adnan Ikic, and usually a guest from around the Falcons Twitter sphere. And then usually Friday, approximately, we have a preview of the upcoming game with a member of media from the opposing team. We got some good ones lined up this year. And obviously the post-game shows after the game itself, probably the most fun show we do. So looking forward to those as well. We go live immediately following the game. Ray Moon, you're a tequila guy. I'm a big tequila guy too. Love me some, right now I'm doing Aret's Artisanal Blanco. That one actually was surprisingly good for like a $40 bottle. But I do love Artinom as well. Artinom is probably my favorite. Artinom 1414, I think, is the one I go to usually. But yes, big tequila guy here. And big Falcons guy, obviously. But for that terrific written content as well, thefalcoholic.com. Definitely check that out. And if you want to support the show, patreon.com/falcoholic live. You can also join the YouTube channel. El Humidor, because I'm cheap. I mean, Humidor's not bad. Don't get me wrong. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Fun preseason game here. We will hopefully continue this positive energy into the next preseason game. And Jack Strand season. It's arrived. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I'm Kevin Knight of Falcoholic Kevin. Give me a follow. Like, subscribe, 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. I think we've covered all that. And thanks again, of course, to FanDuel for sponsoring today's episode. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining. We will see you next week for more Falcons preseason coverage. Until then, have a great day, folks. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate you guys.